Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. That's right, we're gonna see some great Ace Attorneys. No mediocre or so-so or even above average Ace Attorneys, only great ones. Thanks for tuning into twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! Thank you, Queen Katie, for the raid! Party of 5! I don't know if we have any of our mods here. I see that Vera was here early, but I don't know if Vera was still here right now. So let me do a quick shout out for you. How was your stream, Queen Katie? So let's have a quick clip from Queen Katie's stream before we get started here. How is everybody doing? How's y'all's Sunday going? Oh, there we go. Tales of Berseria. I remember to look at your overlay this time. Ah!
Oh, we're just straight up doing a chill break.
Ha!
Nah. Sirius is the girl behind me.
Ah. It's like, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. My name is Dad. All that type of stuff. How was the rest of your Reverse 1999 stream? Quick, I am excited for tonight. I hope you guys are excited. We're beginning we've been looking forward to this for quite a while. Part of me's been postponing it a little bit, because you guys say it's really long, but also because I feel like this is the last Ace Attorney game, other than the Professor Layton crossover, which I don't know how that we'd be able to figure out how to stream it. And so it's like, once this is done, I guess it's done. But let me read a couple comments in the chat. First, over on Twitch, Vero is here early saying, hello, friends. I took a nap for this and got a really long and vivid dream. First, I want to hear what your vivid dream is, Vero. And Extemporaneous was here with a lurk and says, in honor of Vero being first, random Transformers check. Puzzler. Okay, Puzzler is technically not a Transformer. It's a GoBot. It's a GoBot combiner. But I think Hasbro gained like the rights to a lot of the GoBots, so it was like folded in. Was that Anonymous gifted a sub? Is that Patmanon? Gifted a sub to Eggland! Thank you, Patmanon. By the way, to anyone who does gifted subs, this is just from my channel, but like everywhere. I think Twitch has a thing right now where you get like 35% off if you do like gifted sub packages or something. So remember that if you're out and about, out there, save yourself money. Hoard your money from old Twitch Bezos. But thank you, Patmanon! Eggland, thank you. Oh, I see hearts appearing over on YouTube. I'll talk to YouTube in a second. Let me read just a couple more quick comments on Twitch first, then I'll be over there, and then we'll get started. And Exterminator says, also, would you rather only be able to learn Christmas songs all year round or only be able to watch nothing but horror movies? Oh, Christmas songs, because I like Christmas songs. I'm fine with horror movies, but I could do without them. I can easily give up horror movies easier than I could, yeah. Wait, no, yeah. I could give up non-Christmas music to learn rather than give up other movies. But anyway, holy crap, 10 subs. Okay, Patmanon, thank you. That is more subs than you need in those packages. And we have a hype train. Thank you, Patmanon. Thank you. Okay, I need to see who these gifted subs are. Patmanon gifted us up earlier to Eggland. And now to Mr. Kingle, Eltrian, Emmy Fire, I'm the Walrus 610, Bone Glove, Malk, Cold Winds, EP Slay, Infant Slapper 98, that's much better than a puppy kicker, and Legend of Hans. Thank you, we're at level 4 hype train. I have done nothing to deserve this. We haven't even done anything in the stream tonight. Thank you, Patmanon. Thank you. I should read some YouTube chat because there was a lot of YouTube chat before I even got here, and then I'll check some Twitch chat again. I'm just so excited to see so many of you. If you're lurking, we will get to the game, I promise. Thank you, Patmanon! Thank you. Okay, over on YouTube, Katrina was here early saying, hi, I'm here, but when it starts, I might be late because my device is slow right now. Oh, cool, 3 more hours. Yippee! And Derma says, I'm so excited. Katrina says this, oh my gosh, I thought it started. I just ran the best Dread campaign ever. What's a Dread campaign? Please start. I just saw a YouTube short saying that they were just on the web searching for Ouija boards, and it said the recommended age to summon a demon is 8, so I guess it's true. I think that's the recommended age for communicating with a demon. You probably have to be a little bit older to summon one. And then Katrina saying, oh yeah. And that's where we started. And then, let's see, August saying TGAA. My beloved Katrina says, yay, hi. Derma says, heck yes. Toshi says, hi. Derma says, good to see y'all. So hi. Katrina says, I'm good. Let me take a look over Twitch chat again. I think we finally ended the pring pring noises from all those amazing gifted subs. Thank you again so much, Batmanon. Man, I feel like I'm losing my voice already. I didn't sleep very well last night. I can talk about yesterday and last night and all that stuff later. So my apologies if my voice runs out of steam early tonight. I might just have to talk very close to the microphone. Let's see. Oak was saying it's here, and then the whole command. Monk says, hi guys. Monk, it's been a while. How are you? Eglin said, I live to slay another day. I'm exhausted. How are you doing, Eglin? Are you like between semesters now? Monk says, slay the day away. Falling with the raid saying, hi guys. Oak said, I've been so excited. Eglin said, I'm so close to being done with college, but I also have a test on Wednesday I know I'm gonna suck at. But are you done after that? I hope it goes well, that you suck less at it than you think you will. Huh?
I shall throw that at the train. Woo gifted 65 tweak.
Thank you so much, Shiny. 40 bits. That's like 30 more than you need to for a TTS. Thank you, Shiny. Thank you, that is super appreciated. There's still time in the hype train, so you can get those exclusive emotes and whatever else you get. By the way, those who got gifted subs, if you're lurking, you now have access to our Beviv emotes. If you join our Discord, you have access to our Hey Hey channel, where you only say hey hey. You're immune to ads, things like that. Let's see, Shiny says raid. Quita says howdy raid. Didn't even do the raid command, lol. Falling said I'm so excited. What's gonna happen? Tiff says, Ace Attorney is back. How you doing, Tiff? Vera says, hello, friend. Chat was lagging. I'm so excited. I need to have a sip of water. Again, my voice is like gone. Yesterday, I had to get up really early. I did an improv workshop in the morning. And then I saw a friend of mine there who was also in attendance for it. And afterward, he's like, hey, let's hang out for a bit. I'll treat you to lunch. I'm like, okay. And he found this hole-in-the-wall steak sandwich place. And I ate lunch there, ate a hole-in-the-wall steak sandwich. And then after that, I had to do that play that I understudied for in an improv show. But that steak sandwich had something wrong with it, because I had horrible food poisoning the rest of the night. And then I didn't sleep well because of that afterwards. So I had an adventure. Let me take a look at some YouTube chat. Durma says this game definitely has more impact after playing the rest of the series. I was left hollow for days after finishing it. Katrina says horror movies. I love horror movies. Durma said music. I only like 3 to 4 Christmas songs. Toshi says, can you watch a horror Christmas movie? Oh, that's a good question. Probably. I think yeah, because you're not giving up the horror movies. You're giving up other non-horror movies, right? And thank you, whoever's doing the hearts over on YouTube. I should probably play the game soon, but I want to keep talking to you guys first. Is that okay? We're only like 9 minutes into stream. I could talk for a couple more minutes before we start this, right? Quigita says, I have no idea what clip is playing. Falling said, my birthday is in 2 days. Oh, so that means on Tuesday's stream, you got to remind us so we can sing you happy birthday, right? I'm still trying to decide what we want to do for Tuesday, because next week we're going to be canceling on Easter. So we'll probably do Tuesday and then 2 back-to-back Ace Attorney streams. So part of me wants to just maybe do one more Hollow Knight stream. I really had fun playing that, because I tried to do some more Outer Wild space travel and I still can't figure out those controls. Quigita said I had to close my game. Lol. Eglin said at this rate I'm hoping for just a passing grade by May. Well, passers get classes something. Hype train has concluded. Thank you everyone on Twitch for the hype train. I'm gonna open my thing, and I got a little what is that? Is that a bear holding up a red card or something like that? So yeah, that is there. And over on YouTube, let's see. Oh, I gotta scroll up because it scrolled without me. It scrolled without me. Katrina says it's like D&D, but Jenga? Jenga? Wait, Jenga? Jenga? I don't know what that means, but D&D is fun. Taco says, been so long. Taco, good to see you. Baku has bemoaned your absence and missed you greatly. How are you, Taco? Dermo says Taco, and Taco says hi, Dermo. Frolzy says, if you find a steak sandwich inside of your wall, you probably shouldn't eat it. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have eaten hole-in-the-wall steak sandwiches. But I knew in the back of my head, Oak could be like, stick your tongue into that hole-in-the-wall steak sandwich. Let's see. Mark says to Falling, happy early birthday. Quigita says, oh, this one. Yeah, my hilarious pun. And Falling says, thank you. Ah!
Logan, quick, make a theory for this game for me to clip later. Message from Queen Kitty Bat.
Okay, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Tiff has thrown down the gauntlet. Before we even start, I have to come up with a theory for what's going to happen in this game. I think we have to have a big bad, right? And I think we said I said in the last game, the only type of big bad we have not had has been the judge. So I think the judge, because not Judgy, so won't be sad. I'm just swinging big. The big bad is gonna be the judge. I don't know how or why we'll be able to beat him, but that's my guess. That is my theory. I know that all I know about this game is that our main character is Ryunosuke Naruhodo, who is an ancestor of Phoenix Wright, and that Sherlock Sholmes is in it, who's basically Sherlock Holmes with a slightly changed name. And yeah, that is all I've got. I guess I can guess more as we go. But thank you for the what was that, 100 bits? Thank you for the 100 bits. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, I should start the game. I have wasted 12 minutes. It's not wasted. It's actually my favorite part to talk to all of you guys. I've spent wisely 12 minutes talking to all of you. So let's start up the game. Let me know what how the volume level is, because this game, unfortunately, check this out. If you go to the options,
It was basically me and friends in an Airbnb by the beach, and we had a projector watching an
your dream.
video about Marvel buying the rights of TF and basically having a psychotic episode where they re-released all Marvel movies but added a scene or two where Optimus Prime and Bumblebee were there but didn't know what to do with them, so they
Oh, and so they became gag characters, and it was so bad they stopped doing stuff with the Transformers franchise, then Yakuza Studio bought the rights and did better. Well, I mean, Marvel originally, they were the first Transformers comic book license holder, and that's why I think it was like the third episode featured a team up with Spider-Man, and yeah, so it tracks. Although it wasn't the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that they instead established that GoBots are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe instead of Transformers by having the guy cosplaying as Psykill in LA, and then it was, oh crap, why am I spacing his name? Batista's character was like, GoBots killed my family or something like that. But anyway, I just want to show you, let me know how the volume is, because you can't adjust the volume. You can only toggle it on or off in this game. That is apparently a thing. But let's do this. We need to select our adventure. Oh, so this is probably, which game? So I guess you said this is 2 games, right? So the first one is The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. So let's do a new game. And let's see if there's animated cutscene. This is what, like,
Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation.
You guys hear the voice okay? It sounds so quiet.
Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
The restaurant is empty. Not doing well. Somebody's probably gonna murder somebody over it. Oh, somebody murdered somebody over it. What is that guy's head? What was that guy's head? Oh, I like the dead guy's sideburns. Wait, is that us? Because that looks like the uniform.
Man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh, it is! That's us! We did a Miles Edgeworth! We did a DL6! Yay! Oh, we didn't even have to be in a boat. The adventure of the great departure. Bienvenue au la carnaval. Good evening at the carnival. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. That's right, Orla the Orca has ancestors too. Oak says, I think the game audio could be a little bit louder, just a little bit. I'm going to try and turn it up a bit then. Let me see if this helps at all. 1 second. Okay, we'll see if that's any better. Obviously, you guys won't be able to tell for a while. Oh, look, this can you guys see my cursor? You can't see my cursor on the screen. But the guy in the portraits, oh, now you can see. This guy, that looks like Judgy. Yeah, let's get some background music, get something interesting to look at here. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How could it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Okay, so that guy that we saw, that's obviously Ryunosuke Naruhodo. That's our main character, because he's the guy on the art for this. And so I'm gonna take another guess. I hope Tiff is paying attention. I'm gonna guess that we're going to have some mentor figure who's gonna be defending us, much like Mia Fey, not Maya Fey, but Mia Fey did in the very first Ace Attorney game. And then that character will then, at the end of this tutorial case, will pass the torch on to us. And it'll be like a device to justify explaining how to do court stuff to us, because it'll be like, oh, you're new, you're the defendant. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I do this and I press these buttons, right? What? Oh, I know, nothing. Save your glares, murderer! Huh? Sorry. Oh, well, if you're sorry, then you can get away with murder. See you later. Goodbye. You wouldn't lie about being sorry about murder. Ryunosuke. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at Hope's Peak Academy. I mean, the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Ha! Is that what I say instead of hold it? Oh, who's this guy? He seems so cool. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Oh yeah, he's got a uniform like that too, like I had. His seems more brown, so he works here. Yeah, is this my mentor? Is this our Mia Fey? Instead of a big booba mentor, we have a no booba mentor. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Does this work for this guy? He seems very serious. I dig his headband and the way it's billowing in the wind, even indoors. He must be standing right underneath in like an AC vent, which they totally had in 19th century Japan. Lawyer? Yes. Deba?
Yes, ah.
I hear just yes, ah, but I look over at the text that appears on my screen for the TTS, and it's a big, long, like, block of yes. But that's just yes, ah. Thank you very much, Vera, for the 10 bits. I should read some more in the chat now. Now that we've played a little bit, and also let me know if this music sounds a bit better. It still feels like it's probably kind of quiet to me. I may have to adjust all the other games I play, like, in between stuff, but yeah, let me know. But let's read some more in the chat. First of all, over on Twitch, Vera says, laughing, Puzzler mentioned. Wait, do you know who Puzzler is? Vera, like I said, it's a GoBot combiner. Eggled says Batman on. Oak says Batman on. Oh, hang on, there's a pin message here. This is written by Queen Katie. Our very first protagonist, Phoenix's Japanese name, is Ryuichi Naruhodo. Yeah, because like Naruhodo, I remember that. So this, and in fact, I saw an anime a while ago that wasn't available in English dub, and so it was like subtitled. And I think that I heard people say Naruhodo, and I think it was translated as like, that is true, or something like that, right? Naruhodo, is that what that means? Ryuichi originated from Ryuichi Sakamoto, a Japanese composer slash singer slash writer slash actor whom Shu Takumi deeply respected. It initially had no other particular significance until Trials and Tribulations introduced a character named Furio Tigre, parentheses, Shibakuzo Toranosuke. Ryuichi alludes to the dragon, while Toranosuke alludes to the tiger, and the two animals are said to be natural enemies in Eastern mythology. Thank you, Queen Katie. We're already getting name facts here. Naruhodo comes from the Japanese expression Naruhodo, which roughly translates as I see, I understand, or indeed. Okay, so I was off, I guess, with the it is true. Maybe it's just like, maybe they were translating it slightly weird for the subtitles. It is usually used to agree with other people's ideas. Shu Takumi likes Naruhodo because it is a commonly used word whose origins and etymology are unknown. When choosing it as the basis for the surname, Takumi also wanted to emphasize the most important aspect of mystery fiction, the realization that it would make one say, I see. Okay, so we'll just say that every time we see it, this is Ryunosuke. I see. It's like an icy. I like ices. Huh? Blue raspberry icy, huh?
Therese, so many facts from Katie, so we'll limit the pin messages to only name facts. Hope you like reading. Logan.
Thank you very much, Vera. We should also try to space them out probably a little bit if there's a lot of them. But thank you for the 10 bits. For both of y'all's due diligence. Oh yeah, we got one more here. Like his descendant, Phoenix Wright, Ryunosuke Naruhodo's Japanese surname, Naruhodo, is a reference toward the... Oh crap! I accidentally pressed a button and I didn't mean to press that button, game. I'm so sorry. I'll read that in a second. A Japanese expression, Naruhodo, which roughly means I see, I understand, or indeed, and is usually used to agree with other people's ideas. Oh, but what does Ryunosuke mean? Because Ryu means dragon, yeah? His given name, Ryunosuke, happens to be a combination of Phoenix Wright and Apollo Justice's Japanese names, Ryuichi and Hosuke, respectively, but since the Suke character is a generic boy's name ender, it's probably coincidental. We can say it's justified. Let me read what this line was, and I'll read some in the chat. No one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Hey, we got swords. Are we gonna have a sword fight? Are we at some point in this game gonna have a thing where you run at each other and they pull their sword and they land on the other side and then there's a pause and then like one of them falls down dead? That'd be kind of cool. Let's see, but back, I gotta read some in the chat because I am so far behind, I'm sure already. We're like 20 minutes into stream. I'm probably 18 minutes behind. Quiggity says, I had a great stream. I was catching up on my reverse 1999 account and playing the minigame you saw me play. Oh, crap. Thank you for the Tomcat, Baku. Taco is here today. Also, I've realized something. If I don't click out of the game, then if I scroll in the chat, scrolling apparently tells the conversation to continue. So sorry that has happened. I'll try to be better at that. But thank you, Baku, for that. Oh, Queen Kitty, I was going to say once again, happy birthday. And well, we already wished you happy birthday ages ago, but happy affiliate anniversary stream the other day. I was at the play that I had to do on Friday, and I tried to pop in briefly to say hi. It was around like 8:30 or 9 o'clock my time when I had like a brief little break, but it looked like you were already done with your stream. So I hope it went well, and I hope you had a wonderful affiliate anniversary. There's all the gifted subs from Bamanon. Thank you again, Bamanon. Oak says, holy crap. Malk says, whoa. Oviro says, aye. Quita says, Oviro, can you pin stuff? Shiny with an emote. Quita says, I need to ask Logan a question. I'll ask my question anyway. Also, 75 stream streak. Congratulations. And Tiff for the hydrate command. Thank you very much, Tiff. I will hydrate right now. Let me look at some YouTube chat as well. Let's see. Taco says, I'm back. Derma says, I don't even know what a steak sandwich is. It's just like, it was a sandwich with like shredded steak in it and mixed up with other things like onions and you know, just, it was a sandwich and cheese on it. It was just like a steak sandwich, but I think it must not have been cooked properly or something. Frozy says, Taco, Derma, it's a sandwich with thinly sliced steak. Taco says, Baku, my very, very, very good friend, informed me that we were playing Ace Attorney. Frozy said, usually on subbread. It was on subread. Derma says, wait, Logan? You haven't played Jenga? Oh, are we talking like the tower? Like Jenga like that? Like Jenga, like, you know, you pull the block out and put it on top? One time, I remember when I was in high school, somebody brought to a party an unusual version of Jenga that I think has been discontinued and probably because it's not entirely appropriate. It was a truth or dare Jenga, but it was like official Jenga made by, I assume, Hasbro, where like each block you pull out had like either a truth question or a dare type of a stunt to do. I guess that adds like an extra little bonus to it. Taco says, me and Baku are very, very, very good friends. Frozy says, haven't played, Jenga. What is Jenga? Jenga's gotta be different than Jenga, right? What is Jenga? I do not know what that is. Hang on, okay, I gotta scroll back up a little bit because scrolled without me, then I gotta get back into the game because already I am further and further behind. Okay, let's see what is happening. Tisk! Technicalities! Look at you! You haven't even graduated yet! And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Oh, he's smiling! Right, Ryunosuke! Oh, yes, of course! Sorry! You don't know my name? Why does my speech box have question marks above it? We are good friends. We are childhood friends. What are you apologizing to me for? You should apologize to the man you murdered. Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma? Is it Kazuma? Is it Kazuma? No, it's gotta be Kazuma, right? Am I saying it right, Kazuma? I never meant to drag you into this, I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Yeah! So that's our thing, like Apollo Justice shouts and Ryunosuke apologizes, huh?
Second one is correct.
Kazuma. Yeah, because isn't that the name of, that's gotta be the name of somebody. Was that the guy on Konosuba? Isn't he, he's Kazuma, I think also? Because it sounds right, sounds familiar. So thank you for the 10 bits. Vero, thank you. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Allegedly murdered by student. In alleged cold blood. I am a mammal. The blood is warm and my milk is lactating. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? I allegedly didn't actually do it. Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Assault, yeah. Maim, sure, who hasn't? But murder? Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. I'm sorry, an Ace Attorney protagonist cannot be straight. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. I like that our best friend in this game is not Larry Butts. That I know of. I hope this guy doesn't become Larry Butts. Should I have given him the Larry voice? But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Oh, he's posing for the camera. It's not that impressive. Also, you should keep your monologue inside. I heard you, Doc?
Not a Larry Butts descendant too.
Oh, maybe he is. Maybe he is the ancestor of Larry Butts. Adiba! What was that? Oh, we got a follow. I should not shout Azaba when there's a follow. Oh, Shiny! Wait, I thought you've already followed us. Okay, well, thank you so much for the follow, Shiny. If you hadn't, then thank you now. If you accidentally unfollowed and refollowed, then I appreciate that. And welcome back. Thank you, Shiny. I should read some more in the chat. Hang on. Eglin said playing some Pokopia while watching. Nice. I still really want to play that new Tomodachi Life demo. Maybe that's what I should do Tuesday. Instead of playing Hollow Knight a little bit more. Because I think I want to stagger like at least by one more week when we start our next game. Would you guys be up for watching some Tomodachi Life? I might just like waste 3 hours in the character creator is all. It'd be very boring to watch. Quinkity says, Logan, quick, give me a theory for this game for me to clip later. Oh crap, I thought Tiff said that. Well, thank you, Quinkity. Yes, I had my theory before. I also think this guy, if he is our, I have a new theory for you, Quinkity. This guy, if he is our Miafe, if he is our mentor, then I don't think he's gonna die, because I hope we don't deal with like ghosts the same way we did with Maya. But I think he's going to be taken out of the picture in some way. I think he's gonna be thrown in prison. He's gonna be falsely accused and convicted of something, and somehow in the game we are going to like prove somebody else did it and overturn his conviction. So how's that for another theory? Monk says 75 stream streak. And then Shiny said, oh, that was the bits earlier. Thank you again, Shiny, for the follow and the 40 bits. Eglin said, oh no, I'm like at the tail end of my second year. Oh, you got so much more to do. Quickett said, whoa, Shiny bot, nice. Falling said, spring break is soon, guys, yay. Monk says, I'm okay. Might be getting some bad news soon, but I'm remaining hopeful. I am so sorry, Monk. I don't know the nature of the bad news, but I hope that everything is okay other than that. Oh, and Taco. Well, wait. Are you guys just unfollowing and refollowing so that you can like get a shout out? But thank you, Taco, for the refollow, I guess. Or is this like an alt account? Oh, we got a poll on Twitch saying, do we do Tomodachi Life Tuesday non-binding? Yeah, go ahead and vote. Because it's like a demo, right? Let me take a look over the YouTube chat again. Taco says, I've been so tired recently, so I would go to bed at 10 o'clock. That seems so early. Derma said, Frulzy, has he even lived if he hasn't played Jenga? Well, are these two different things? I played Jenga, but I don't know what Jenga is. Frulzy says, has the Pro Tag ever been the big bad? In one of the games we played, but I won't say what that is for the sake of spoilers. Taco says, I think I'm getting my very good friend Baku to join. Nice. Katrina says, you should play more puzzle games. Well, I did write down the one that you told me. I don't have it handy with, but it was like, and I looked it up on Steam. Was it There Is No Game? It looked interesting. Baku says, what's up? How you doing, Baku? Taco says, what's up? And Taco says, hello, my very, very good friend. And Baku says, hello, my good friend. I've you. And Taco says, help DL6. And Taco says, Taco says help DL6, and Baku says, wait, I meant to say I've missed Taco, and Derma says, Baku, you know the rule, no 66 plus 1, and Baku says, sorry, Derma, I forgot. Taco says, lesbian to Maya, gay to Maya Faye. I love that, Maya Faye. Oh, and I think, by the way, Vero, I believe, requested that we use the Maya voice for the weird girl in this. Whoever she is, because we gotta have a weird girl sidekick. We might not meet her until the second case if this is similar to the first Ace Attorney. But I think Vero just desperately wants weird girl to have the Maya Faye voice, right? I think that's how it works, yeah. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway, huh?
frowny face.
No, don't frown. We'll get to her. We'll give her the Maya voice just like you want. You don't have to frown. I assume you're frowning because we haven't yet met her and done that. But we will do that. But thank you very much, Vero, for the 10 bits. I'm just teasing, Vero. I'm just teasing. But thank you for the 10 bits. My qualifications don't mean much yet. I like that he has all these different pins on his neck. I assume that the one on his left side has got to be like his attorney's badge. Or maybe that's the one on his arm badge. I did enjoy when I watched the Higuruma fight in Jujutsu Kaisen recently. They got a good close-up look of his badge on his lapels. It's like, he's a defense attorney. It was neat. Oh, and the poll is done, and 88% of the vote said yes to the Tomodachi live demo on Tuesday, with 13% saying no. Well, we'll consider that. I will think about that. The other option I mentioned before is I kind of might like to play a bit more Hollow Knight because I really enjoyed that boss fight. Except I feel like maybe I should play off stream and get up to a boss fight. I just want to do more boss fights. I don't even want to wander. I just want a boss fight. But thank you for the poll. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. ... You know, as far as Ace Attorney games go, that is like the shortest amount of time to think back to. It's not like 6 years ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Hooah. Congratulations, Kazuma! Yeah, I think the armband is his attorney's badge, because that looks like the sunflower thing that Phoenix Wright has. So I'm going to guess the ones on his collar are like ranks. Kind of like in Star Trek The Next Generation, they got little pips on their collar for what rank they are. It looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. Oh, I've wanted to study abroad so badly. I need to know what girls are. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this lady. I mean, this day I study ladies. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and success in court. So, you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Oh, maybe that's how he's leaving. So he's not gonna be thrown in prison. He's just gonna like go abroad. He's gonna like travel to England or something like that. Well, this has gotta be like, if Sherlock Holmes is in this has to be 19th century. So it could be the United States, right? I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Right here, it's what keeps his headband wafting. Like, look, we're in a restaurant, sitting down. It should not be waving in the wind, but it does. Oh man, his little temple farts just like squirting air out there. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. But streets are hard to tear. They're made of concrete and cobblestone over there. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Maybe pick up a gun and not shoot somebody with it. Good idea. After all, you shouldn't shoot people with guns. And it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then. Patona. Ha, that was an English word. Oh crap, he died! He was a ghost! He wasn't there all along! And his teacup went too. It was ghosty. It was straight after that, even though it had been gay before that. That's when it happened. Oh, this is a new person we don't see. So it's a Sogi. May I have a word? I'll wait till we see who this is before we do a voice. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a girl about, and then she disappeared. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Okay, so this is our teacher? Huh. Is he gonna be the murderer? Probably not, but I just want to suspect somebody. Huh?
We Unosuke Naruto made up Kazuma Asogi, so we feel bad for him for killing the professor.
That's what. Oh, wait, he killed a professor, so it was a different professor he killed. Okay, so Maybe that, yeah, it could be an interprofessor dispute, yeah. Let's just say that Kazuma is not real. He is a figment of our imagination. Although I guess this professor addressed him, but maybe it's like a Tyler Durden type of thing, and we are Kazuma Asogi, and Ryunosuke Naruhodo is the one who doesn't really exist. But thank you for the 10 bits. I'm going to read a couple more comments in the chat. Queen Gator said, ShinyBot is a fabulous streamer, by the way. She is a robot ping tuber. Have we rated ShinyBot before? Because I know we've seen you plenty of times. Eglin said, once I'm done, I can do subbing next year while I'm doing my next 2 years online. Oh, online. Nice. Queen Gator says, wait, I forgot to set up my stream deck name facts. Whatever. Oak said, your friend, oh crap, I forgot. If I scroll it advances. What did he say right before that? Oh, he just, Professor, I didn't know you were coming. It's taking some getting used to remind myself that I can't just scroll in the chat while the game is in the forefront of my windows. Oak says, your friend found a hole in the wall and you didn't shove your tongue into it. I'm so proud of you, Logan. You've really grown. Queen says, in the power of Firefox's split screen, I have Logan on the left and the name facts on the right. Ooh, and Oak says, Logan, did you watch JJK episode 9 yet? I have not. I'm waiting till Thursday so I can watch it with all the proper on-screen translations. Queen says to Tiff, yo, could you ask Logan for a Great Ace Attorney theory before Logan starts so I can clip it? I know you love throwing bits at Logan, and thank you again, Tiff. And I hope you appreciate the theory. Falling says, right, Professor on Roblox. I said, right, Pressure, not Professor, Pressure on Roblox had an update and it was great. Highly recommend modifier mode for anyone looking for something to play. And Oak says, no, Logan, you've got it all wrong. I would say the opposite. And Tiff says, got you. And Oak says, I would tell you not to shove your tongue into that hole, which is precisely what I did like 3 minutes ago. Magpie says, caw, Magpie flying in, how we doing? We acing attorneys. Oh, we've aced so many attorneys. We've been in over a half an hour and we have met 2 characters. Oh, we're making so much progress. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Let's see. Katrina says, please play There Is No Game, please. I mean, maybe. Someday, perhaps. It looked fun. Taco says, I love my FA more than anyone except for one person. Derma says, he's perpetually facing a windmill. Baku says, who is that person, Taco? And Toshi says, Ryunosuke is so good, he did DL6 without an elevator. Derma says, for style purposes. Fruzzy says, who on earth could love my FA more than Taco? That's simply sacrilege. Taco says, that one person I saw on TikTok, they have a bigger shrine. No shrine can count as big unless it's as big as that one guy online who has the Sayaka shrine from the first Danganronpa game, right? Let's see. Baku says Aura. Oh, wait. Shingo, how you doing? Said Naruhodo means I see. Okay, so I was wrong about that. But I was trying to understand. But now I know it is I see. And Taco says, I also love my FA. Then most people do. Lol. Then most people to BH. Lol. And Taco says, believe. And Fruzzy says, I see. Baku says, I did go to Twitch, specifically to Tomcat. Nice. And thank you very much. Okay. It scrolled without me. Let me scroll back up and then I will get back into the game here. And, oh, come on. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, did we just get a raid from Nora? Vera, would you be so kind as to do a quick shout out for Nora? And thank you for the raid, Nora! I will address the raiders after the clip has played out. This will give me an opportunity to have a sip of water.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Good old Gardic phone.
That took so long.
Like your ping tuber gets really tall and then like back down like that. How was your stream? What were you playing, Nora? I didn't even realize you were streaming. Let's see, you were playing Uma Musume, Pretty Derby. Are you enjoying all the horse waifus? Thank you for being here. Raiders, I forgot to do this for Queen Katie's raid earlier. If there's anybody new in the raids, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Next week, however, Sunday will most likely be canceled because that's going to be Easter. We usually alternate 2 games. We're starting a new game here with a Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and we need to start another new game. And I'm kind of testing out some other stuff, so we'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. If there is anybody new, let me also copy over our link tree, and I'll paste this over onto YouTube as well, in case there's anybody there who wants to check this out. Has all of our social media, including a Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all of that good stuff, so feel free to check it out. Nora, how was your stream? Let's play a little bit more, and then I'll be back to the chat soon.
This game. Well, this case has.
He needs to be a dad. He's just, I don't know what kind of voice this guy has.
Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi. Oh, you should go immediately to the judge's chamber.
To His Excellency's chambers? Why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? Well, he called him Professor. I feel as though I've seen him at university before. Naruhodo, I see. Wait, huh? Wait, what? Wait, no, I'm just saying I see. Naruhodo, why are you addressing me? I'm right here. No, I'm talking to the professor. Naruhodo, why? I'm right here. I'll go at once then. Is this gonna be our weird girl? Is this gonna be Maya Fey? I shall accompany you. Is that who this is gonna be? I don't know who this is. It's a girl that we're seeing right away, so maybe. All right then, Ryunosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Bow. Nice mustache, bro. Oh, this is awkward.
If I may.
Yes, sorry, what?
You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Hajima?
I would have unfollowed if it weren't for 5 years of friendship.
Is that the weird girl? Is that the weird girl, Vero? Okay, so if not the Maya voice, then what would you prefer for her to sound like? But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. Thank you.
My name is Eugene, Mikotoba.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba! I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree with Kazuma studying abroad. But the government only wants Kazuma to study a dude. Yeah?
Miko 2, ba.
I don't think TTS girl can say. So, Miko Toba. Am I saying right now? Miko Toba. I think it's based on how the Miko Toba. I think Miko Toba. I'll say that for now until corrected otherwise. Thank you very much for the 10 bits.
Sogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand.
Huh?
As such, I feel you should know.
Oh, Vera Newman. Miko Toba. I don't know where to put the emphasis. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this. Miko Toba pronunciation. Miko Toba. Oh dang it! Usually there's like a little thing that you can hear it. Miko Toba is a 4-syllable name. Reach vowel is Miko Toba. Okay, Miko Toba. I don't know. It's probably wrong, but let's keep going here. Let's keep going. But thank you very much for the attempt. Oh, hang on. We have another pin message, another name fact from Queen Katie. His given name, Eugene, is homonymous. Am I saying that right? With the term Eugene, meaning friend. And his family name, Mikotoba, is homonymous with the expression Mikotoba, which can either mean word of God or to take someone at their word. Okay, so it's like that he trusts us and he believes in us or something like that. So but I guess maybe the girl might be his daughter, and so she might have a similar surname. In the Japanese version, the university is called Teito Yume Daigaku. I know Daigaku, that means university. Teito Yume University, incidentally, the Japanese name for Ivy University is Yume Daigaku, suggesting a connection between the two or that they are the same institution. The name is like a play on the Japanese word yume, which, when written as that, means famous. Oh, so it's a famous university. He is a famous professor. Thank you very much for the name fact.
As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
I feel like the fact that I could be executed for murder might be slightly higher stakes than my friend has to pick a different school. What?
Oh, as I suspected. You were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
Huh? He's agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I did it. I had a gun, and a gun went off and killed him. But I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. I will take you at your word, like my surname says. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain certain strange things about today's trial.
Sorry, what do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
Huh? But then what should I do? Huh?
Nailed it.
Rukov! Thank you for the 10 bits! How are you doing? Thank you for being here. How is your weekend going? I will read some more chat soon, but I feel like we're gonna head in the courtroom soon. So let's get in there, and then I'll try to slowly catch up in chat. We're 45 minutes into stream, and I'm probably 44 minutes behind in the chat. Thank you, Rukov, for the 10 bits. Then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest you doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right, so,
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do."
chat, it isn't really a murder trial. The judge is officiating a wedding for me. Who's the bride? Who's getting married to me? I do? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Of course not.
Defendant? Ah! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. All right. Oh, we still gotta talk to this dude.
It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
Oh! So the question is gonna be like, would you prefer like a public defender or something like that?
Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours.
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Is that a crime? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway! Ah! My vision went black and white. I don't know how this happened. Ha! This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. Oh, hang on, we got a pin message on Twitch, written by Queen Gated Pin by Vera said, please pin, I suggest this earlier in chat, but I feel like you should be brought to you sooner, maybe for reading chat and scrolling, had the game set on the history log first and then read, maybe that'll be better. I mean, they could work, the downside to that is it'll be less interesting for you guys to look at, but we can experiment. I will try to, you know what, here, I'll try to get in the habit of clicking out, but if I don't, if I just keep stumbling, then that sounds like an awesome backup plan. So thank you very much for the pin message, and I should read some more in the chat. Falling says, I don't even know what this game is, I've only seen memes, so this will be fun. Well, yeah, because like you've probably seen memes of the regular Ace Attorney games. This one is set in the past. It is like the ancestors of, actually, I don't know multiple characters. The ancestor of Phoenix Wright. Maybe we'll see ancestors of other characters too. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed Falling. Quick said, thank you, Logan. I will clip after stream just in case. Quick with the timestamp, 12 minutes. I am 50 minutes into the stream, 12 minutes into the Twitch chat. Malk says, Marvel dropping the ball even in dreams is very on brand. Shiny says, aw, I love anime set in Taisho era. Vera says, move to PC. Salute. Oak says, I'm saying this because I might be doing a soundtrack for the mod pack since my brother is a lead developer and it's a pretty popular mod pack. Wait, the mod pack you were, I missed a message. Oak saying, does anybody here know the Desolate Planet mod pack in Minecraft? Sorry, I don't know how I missed that. Falling says, everything is so pretty. Quickett said, personal note as we start, worth noting that the first game, The Great Ace Attorney Adventures, came out in Japan on 3DS, July 9th, 2015. The previous entry in Ace Attorney before this was Dual Destiny. Oh, so this was before Spirit of Justice, which came out in the same month in 2013. So they've had some years of experience since their first mainline 3DS game. Tiff says, I sadly have stuff around the house I need to go do. So I'm gonna lurk for now. Good luck with your asexual lawyers. Thank you very much, Tiff, for being here. Hopefully we can see you again more soon. Always awesome having you. Have fun with the other things you need to do around the house. Guida said the second game, Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, came out August 3rd, 2017, 2 years later, although Spirit of Justice came out between that time on June 9th, 2016. Huh, Deba?
Good night, lonely man. Have fun with your wedding.
Thank you. You know what? If I can't have one in real life, at least I can have an imaginary one. I mean, unless somebody, like, anybody out there on the internet want to get married? Maybe I should do streams where I just, like, beg people to marry me. Thank you very much for covering the 10 bits. Have a good rest of your night. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. Quickett continued by saying, so by that time they had mastered the 3DS era of Ace Attorney. Yes, it's been 10 years since Spirit of Justice, Ace Attorney 7, Come Home Please cries. Oak says, I'm very excited. Vex says, I'm here longer. Vex, it's been a while, how are you? Oak says, I might be chatting slightly less for a bit because my hands are cold, so I will have them under a blanket instead of on my keyboard. Shiny says, kimono and top hats, kimono and top hats. Vera said this game is got all the whimsy AA loss. Well, you saw that one guy's like skinny head? He looked like a pencil or something, even more than Spark Brushel. Oak says, I think the game audio could be a bit louder, just little. Is it better now? Vera said, I'm so excited. Oak says, I'm so excited. Let me take a look at YouTube chat. Ha! Let's see, Tago says, fire, forgot to say my line, what's up, gays? Shingo says, if you see me here, it's obviously because of how much I love Ryunosuke. I'm happy you have gotten here to the past. Well, I just like having you here, Shingo. Star Love said, love how this guy has a personal wind gust keeping his headband all floaty. Frizzly says, Jenga is Jenga spelt with an A. Oh, so it is the same thing. Baga said, but isn't Jenga already spelled with an A? Well, it's spelled with another A. Katrina says, I misspelled Jenga, lol. Frulzy says, no, never has been in all of history. And Derba says, yes, Konosuba and also the mechanic in Danganronpa 2. Wait, no, that's Soda Kazuichi, right? Kazuichi is the ultimate, Soda Kazuichi is the ultimate mechanic, yeah? Shingo says, you did not mention Konosuba, did you? Holy, yes, he's another Kazuma. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I still haven't watched like the most recent season or the spin-off with crap, why am I spacing her name? She's the best character in the show. The explosion, Mage. Crap, it's been so long since I watched the anime. She's like my favorite character in the show. Crap. Tago says Rightworth. And August says, isn't the mechanic in DR2 Kazuichi? Where's my memory failing me, huh?
Megumi?
Not no, that's there are lots of characters named Megami, and there's Megami Fushiguro in why does my camera keep like spinning down like that? In Jujutsu Kaisen, which is weird because I'm used to that being it's Megamine. It's with an N at the end. Isn't that it? With an N at the end? Megamine? No. I think, maybe. It's been forever since I've seen Konosuba. Anyway, I should play some game. Let's get back into this. I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Speaking of, I was gonna say something, but now the screen is blank. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. Are we gonna have like a cool animation of going to the courtroom? 22nd November, 9 o'clock a.m. You can tell it's like the British influence because the number comes before the month now. Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom 2. Oh, we're just starting. What is my face? Bro seems a little nervous. So, this is a courtroom. So high strung. The Supreme Court of Judicature. Am I saying that right? Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. They're so low-res, so lacking in detail, especially in the faces. I feel like they're characters in inappropriate games. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. I like that they were like varying in height at least. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. This reminds me, by the way, I should save periodically. We're almost an hour into stream and I don't think I've saved yet. So save. Yes. And back out here. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, it's going to turn out I think it's a professor. I think Vera said that the victim was a professor, right? Someone said that. So maybe the victim was like a government official secretly? Or maybe a foreign dignitary, and so it's like an international incident. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Oh, is he the judge? What, Winston Payne? Oh, he's young. He's got a dark beard. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. But that was totally one of them, like Winston Payne or Gaspin Payne a second ago, right? So are we going to see ancestors of like all the major characters? Okay, by the way, I was going to mention this a second ago, but I'll mention it now because when I mentioned the webcam, because I said before, various things I need to upgrade on my computer, get a new graphics card. At some point, I'd like a better web camera. So I was looking into some stuff. I might have a bigger expense coming up soon. So get this. I need to just vent very briefly about something kind of annoying. So on my phone, more and more apps have slowly been becoming unusable, where they'll come up and say like, oh, nope, you gotta upgrade your iOS to iOS 17. Well, they'll say you have to upgrade the app in order to use the app, and you have to upgrade your iOS to iOS 17 in order to use the app. I'm like, okay, crap. And then finally, it's been happening to more and more. It's now happened to YouTube. It's happened to Duolingo, all these other things. And it's like, okay, so I guess I need to finally update my iOS. So I went and updated my iOS, and it's like, nope, you got an iPhone 8, and Apple does not support iPhone 8s. It's too old. But because, like, I'm not the type of guy who's always trying to get a new phone. I've had this phone, like, forever, and it's fine. It does the job. And so when I first got this phone, I think it was like $400. I was looking online, like an iPhone now is like $800. Very unhappy. Very unhappy. With my voice being so weak tonight, I don't know if I can do the judgy voice. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellence. He's just copy-pasted. I mean, he's got like the little the hair thing up here. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense, huh?
God, yes, it got to a point where I can't open my bank app anymore. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. And it's so frustrating because like there's just all these apps and more of them are becoming useless. And I can try and hold out as long as I can. I can do Duolingo on desktop. I can use YouTube in a browser. It's much less effective. It's much more clunky. But if it gets to the point where like Google Maps stops working, then I'm gonna be screwed. But it's like, holy crap, it's so expensive. And I guess I paid off my car, so I could just do like a monthly payment. A monthly payment for a new iPhone is obviously a lot slower than a car, but still, I liked being out of debt. But thank you for the 10 bits, Vero. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. I say I... Oh! That's what he wants me to say I do. So it's not like, do you agree to this or anything? He wants me to volunteer to defend myself. This is it. This must be the question. Who is going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
Just wait and see. Just wait. Just wait it out, bro. It's cool. Just wait and see what happens.
I do like how it got black and white and slowly zooming in. It made it feel like time was slowing down while I was in my brain. Kazuma is the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. Well, it's like the old saying. What is it that a man who is his own lawyer has a fool for a client? If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. Yeah, I can't lie. I'm already accused of murder. That's one thing, but to be accused of lying? No. No. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. There's no time for lies. I don't like the framing of how his sword looks like it's coming out of his crotch right now, and he's just resting his hands on his substitute thing there. Wow. He's just showing that off to everybody. Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting. But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who advocate. No! No! Yay! Wait, what is that? Why you got a thing there? What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? The illusion of choice. I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. Sorry, those are more words than I do. This is what I will do at my wedding. You'll be what? Not much hubbub coming from the gallery there. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Okay, so this is now, this is why we have to learn to be an attorney. And he's gonna be there and he's gonna teach us all the stuff, yeah? Professor Mikotoba told me everything. Just now, before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith. I do! I did not choose this, Kazuma. Don't judge me with your judgy eyes. You think I won't be able to get you off. I mean, we've known each other a long time. I mean, I'm straight, but you know me well enough, you could probably succeed. I mean, just saying. It might make things weird between us from now on after that, though. So, don't. No! It's not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really? Objection! Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yeah, yes, yeah, oh, exactly, yeah, that. Yeah. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Himph. Oh, it's the name Ouchie. Do we have a, oh, we don't have a court record yet. I want to look up this guy's full name. It's Ouchie. Oh, instead of Payne. Instead of Winston Payne, his name is Ouchie. Because he's in pain. Because he has Ouchie. Ouch. Ouchie. That can't have been his Japanese name then, right? That has to be like for the localization. Or maybe Winston Payne's original name is just what this guy's name is. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed. Allegedly! Getting used to that close-up of the gavel. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency! It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. Oh, wait, we're gonna have a quiz? I'm gonna read some more in the chat before we take our quiz here. Let's see, Quiggity said, fun fact, every case title card like that is already in English in the Japanese version, but in that version, it shows the title card then translate to Japanese. Oh, interesting. It's different from the English name, though. In the first case, the Adventure of the Great Departure is Japanese name is the Great Journey Adventure. Oh, crap, I did it again. My competence? What does that mean? I'm very competent. I can poop all I want. My camera is sliding down again. I don't know why that is happening so much these days. If I'm not careful, you guys are gonna be able to see the Transformers shelf that's above me and gape in horror at how many robots are up there. Let's see, Quiggity said Logan is gonna read so many facts from me. Oh crap. I think I might need to do a Quiggity talk about going into history. He's questioning your ability to do the job. I can't remember to click out. Guida said, first name facts, yes, plural will be once we get the pro tag name. There we go. I think audio is good. And there was the first and second name fact. Vera says, Kya, I love his voice. For Kazuma. Let's see. Shiny says, everyone has a booba if you try hard enough. Yeah, you just need enough gumption. Although some people's boobas are moobas. Vera says, yes. I'm Jen, so excited for this. Magpie says, I think Naruhodo is like, oh, I see. Quiggity says, thank you, Vero. Doesn't help that they shove so many characters in just this case. Vera says, I'll say Ryu looks like Apollo more than Phoenix, funny enough. I agree. Like, I think it's maybe because he's so young looking. Vera salutes, and with the timestamp, 21 minutes. Oak says, can we get a seppuku in this game? Maybe. Shiny says, I thought katana would be still outlawed during the era of history in Japan, but not gonna lie, early 1900s is my blind spot. Were katana illegal at some point? Maybe it's like, well, I mean, also, this might be Japanifornia, like the rest of the game. No, except it did call it Japan. They're trying to do real history. We gotta find out when the timeline splits. Let me take a look at some YouTube chat. Pataka was saying, right worth. August says, is the mechanic in... Oh, I read that. Baku says, Kazuma is also the title of a popular TikToker who collects poses and reviews figures. Oh, I don't know that one. Tago says, son, I crying. Frozy says, Logan playing Tomodachi. I would like to, maybe. Frozy says, yes. Baku says, can he do yaoi in it? Frozy says, please. Derma says, Tomodachi would be sick. Frozy says, he can do Rightworth in Tomodachi Life. Baku says, yes, please. I still want to see. Vero, you said you were going to make me in Tomodachi Life, right? I still need to see how that turned out. Baku says, yes, please. Taco says, it's my iPad account. Okay, well, thank you for that follow with that one. And Derma said, there's no game. There is no game. Both ones are great. Frully says, or LoganRobo's. Oh, is that your ship name for Gallica and me? Taco says, I love Maya Faye. Katrina says, what? Frulzy says, huh? Taco says, I love my very good friend Baku. Did I mention she was a girl? Frulzy says, yes, very normal. Baku says, Yuri. Taco says, are you and Lou Yuri? Huh?
I maxed out the demo, so you gotta wait for the release, sad face.
No! I did see a thing online that was telling you how to avoid ending the demo, that there's like a couple of things you have to avoid, because then like I guess your characters all just go inside. And it's like, that's it. That's the end of it. When does it come out? Maybe I should wait until like the full release of the game or something. But I kind of really want to play the demo. But I also, I don't know if I'd be good at it. At the character creation. That's like all I want to do. But I'll decide tomorrow. Oh, and I should let you know, the schedule may go up very, very late tomorrow. Possibly even early Tuesday, because I have to go straight from work after work tomorrow to do the play, the last performance that I'm understudying for. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I gotta read some more of the chat because I'm still so far behind. Frulzy says, is it Doom though? And Shingo says, haha, everyone talk about the aura moving his headband. Bago says, it is not Doom Fury. And yes, Taco, Frulzy with an emote. Taco says, whoa, Frulzy, is it true you have a fish hat? Yowie. Frulzy says, yes, I just bought one. It's Magikarp. Oh, hang on, it scrolled without me. I gotta go up. It was like in the middle of hearing about Magikarp fish hat again. Oh wow, I'm so far behind. It's Magikarp, my favorite Pokemon. Taco says, cool. Tochi says, partner. Derma says, Logan, you spoiled the twist. I've seen that film, but others mightn't. Wait, crap. I don't even remember what movie I was talking about. I'm sorry if I spoiled it. I'm so sorry. Taco says, I've seen that shrine. Baku says, I'll be back soon. I need to finish my laundry, do my homework from over spring break. I refuse to do and shower just in case Taco goes to bed. Good night, Taco. Just don't do it all at once unless your homework is waterproof. Over on Twitch, Quicket said this is about 1800s, I believe. Well, it has to be because that's when Sherlock Holmes was set in the 1800s. So if Sherlock Holmes is in this, it's got to be that time period, right? Falling says, hi, Baku Slime. Shiny says, definitely looks like it's a Meiji era at the earliest, so no earlier than 1890s. Quicket says, either 1800s or 1900s, I don't know. Quicket said, either way, it's about when Sherlock Holmes was a thing. Baku says, what's up? Oak says, if we aren't already, it might be good upon to put slow mode on. I can't see slow mode as VIP, but I promise to honor it, huh?
The demo is still worth it because it carries what you made to the actual game.
Ooh. We might do that then. As much as I'd like another dip into Hollow Knight, that could be a lot of fun. I just want to make characters. I wonder, you can make only up to 3 though. Oh, it'd be tough to decide what 3 characters to try and make. I will consider it, and thank you for the 10 bits. Let me read just a couple more comments. Magpie says, he's dodging the question. Wait, who's dodging what question? Vera says, 45 second salute, and Oak says, for the days I wasn't VIP when I was terrorized by slow mode, I promise to honor slow mode despite my VIP status. Quickita says, also, Logan, because we're playing a story that takes place ages and ages ago, I do have some fun facts later in the game about certain period details. I love that voice for the friend, by the way. It's Kazuma, yeah. And then Shiny says, Bruh generates his own wind indoors and makes his headband tails blow around. Well, when you say he generates his own wind, that makes it sound like it is his farts. That he just has such a constant cloud of gas shooting forth from his bum that is just... He's just crop dust and everything. Oh, not right now, he's standing put. But let's read some more in the chat. He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am! So Ryunosuke... Is he not studying to be a lawyer too then? I got the impression they're obviously at the same university. Is Ryunosuke also just an art major like Phoenix Wright? So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait, the player hasn't heard his name, and the player has to select things. Oh, this is bad. Oh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke? His name is Ryunosuke. I am the victim. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. Oh, we're finally gonna get a court record. But I can't even find that. Let me give you a new button on your UI then. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Let's check it out. I'm pressing E. It's not happening yet. E. I just have to press E for the court record. E! Oh, there we go! This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switch into people with E. I want to see the university collar pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. I want to present that to people. Oh, I can't scroll over. Okay, so I gotta switch just to people. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z and go back. Kazuma Asogi, a second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, despite being a student. A qualified defense lawyer as well. So then we got the professor guy, and we got Ouchie Payne, and then we have, looks like Sherlock Holmes' sidekick Watson. I hope Watson isn't dead. You'll find details about the victim here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. Eugene Mikotoba, a medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Okay, we gotta check out the Ouchie Payne. Taketsuchi Ouchie. So what does Taketsuchi mean? That's gotta be something like I'm in great pain or something. The lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. No! He's a Watson stand-in. Instead of John Watson, he's John H. Wilson, age 47. The victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Because you know the
I messed up the joke, but I still give the bits.
Oh, thank you for the 10 bits. I assume that you were trying to TTS something and didn't come in time, but thank you for the 10 bits. Thank you, AMC. How are you doing today? But yeah, this has got to be like Watson, right? And so maybe Sherlock Holmes is gonna be one of our witnesses. Because you guys have, anybody here seen the TV show House? I love the TV show House. Of course, I don't know if you guys realize this, but that the show House is inspired by Sherlock Holmes, because that's the whole thing. Instead of Holmes, it's a house, house. And the whole thing is that instead of solving murder mysteries and things and crimes and things, he solves medical mysteries. And that's why his buddy, the oncologist, is a Dr. Wilson instead of Dr. Watson and things like that. Oh, hang on, we got another name fact here, pin message. Oh, it's about Ouchie. Taketsuchi is visually, the kanji is visually similar to the Japanese word bushi, meaning samurai. Oh, but it's like just different enough, huh? Ouchie is a Japanese ateji, where kanji characters are used to phonetically represent native or borrowed words with less regard to the underlying meaning of the characters of the English word ouch. Oh, yes! I was right. So that's why he's pain. He is pain. He is ouch. I love it. These are what puns should be. I feel enriched as opposed to in spirit of justice when they just gave up. Thank you for the pin message. Oh, and another pin message. Wilson's name in the Japanese version shares the name of Dr. Watson. No, so Watson is dead. No, Watson can't be dead. Maybe it's a different Dr. Watson. Maybe Watson is like Robin for Batman, and every time a Watson dies, Sherlock Holmes just gets another 47-year-old orphan and names him Watson. From the Sherlock Holmes canon, which is John Watson. His last name in the English version comes from the Arsène Lupin stories by Maurice Leblanc, becoming John Wilson instead. Interesting. I like that. I don't like the Watson's dead, but I like the name fact, so thank you very much. Okay, can I go over the evidence again? No, I can't. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. I want to see what that other thing was. Ah, there we go. Post-mortem report. Oh, I hope we don't get an updated post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. And we can magnify glass this? No? Oh, space to examine. Victim John H. Watson. Male. British. Time of death 19 November, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet fired at close range, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. Oh, he got shot in his man boob. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. So that's gonna be important later. Okay. Let's keep going. Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it now. I want to present my badge, though. Okay, I gotta present this guy. Yes! Yes! Such a soft, round yes. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
And the treaty said that John Wilson cannot die. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
Or the Ajutufun for short.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil.
A giant would love it. Be able to smell that, grind his bones to make his bread.
You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Maybe Ouchie will be the one to commit seppuku for Oak.
Oh, but I didn't do it! This case is coming under a great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
Humph. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual strange things, is it? I can say peculiarities. I just prefer to pretend I can't.
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Side note, I hope that we have Gumshoe's ancestor in this, since we can have Winston Payne's ancestor. I need to read some chat. I'm gonna pause for the game to read some chat. Quiggity says to Shiny, if this was in modern days, it's with a mobile fan. Oak says he's actually just constantly farting in the direction of his headband. Shiny with a heart. Veer says he says that, but is he wrong? Quiggity says, you sure can say that. They ain't straight about it. Kim says, popping in and out to wish everyone a lovely day. I live, laugh, love, Kazuma, Asoge. Thank you, Kim, for being here. Have a good rest of your day. Quiggity said, don't you freaking dare, Logan. Falling says, I can't take this seriously. Why is his stupid ribbon swinging like that indoors? And there's another pinned message. Eglin says, oh, wait, no, I didn't read this one. This one is for Kazuma. His surname, Asogi. Oh, so did I miss another one for Kazuma earlier? Oh, I guess not. Okay, his surname Asogi is homonymous with the term, what's that? Asogi, meaning 1056 or 100 septendecillion. However, it can also refer to the term Asamikaya from Buddhism. Asamikaya refers to Hindu/Buddhist name for the number 10140, huh?
I lost Kazuma from my internet, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. It must not have sent through the first part talking about the name Kazuma. So I'm sorry about that, because I even scrolled up and it's not there. So, but thank you very much, Vera, for the 10 bits. Regardless, for the number 10140 as described in the Avatamsaka Sutra. In religious translation, the term means incalculable. Eglin says the Tomodachi live demo is very short. Oh crap, then that probably won't be enough for a whole 3-hour stream, unless I waste a lot of time in character creation, which I might do. I will consider that. Thank you very much, Eglin. Quiggity says, in Sanskrit, Asamikaya, I'm saying it wrong, can also mean innumerable or infinite, and is the title of Hindu deities Vishnu and Shiva. In the Sanskrit hymn Vishnu Sahasranama, Asakyoyo Apramenyayitma also means one with infinite forms. His given name, Kazuma, oh, there we go, is comprised of Ichi, meaning one, and Shin, meaning truth. There's one. One truth prevails, like Detective Conan. Kim says, also not becoming invited the Larry slander. Justice for my boy. Anyway, good night. Good night, Kim. Larry's a monster, though. Shiny says, just noticed that I hadn't followed you yet. Hee hee. Well, thank you, Shiny, for the follow. I guess I just assumed you already had, so you could have gotten away with it, and I wouldn't have been none the wiser. But thank you, Shiny. Magpie says, make beef longer in Tomodachi Live. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oak says, it'd be cool to see Tomodachi Live, but even in Logan time, it's really short. You'd have to really stretch it out to mean like 3 hours. Okay, so maybe we will do Hollow Knight, and I'll just maybe plan on saving up to buy the game when it comes out. Eglin said, oh, I made Mantis. Oh, my Tomodachi life save. They're forever immortalized on my island. Do you have any pictures? Quicken says, if my Nintendo Switch wasn't cooked, I would have loved to play the demo, just making me and my husbandos. Oak said, and even if you took forever with the character creation, you could only make 3 characters. Timestamp, 29 minutes, 58 seconds. I'm almost an hour behind on Twitch. Let me take a look at YouTube. Oops, darn it. Okay, oh, that's what it is. Oh, crap, you briefly saw a shelf of Transformers. My foot accidentally kicked the cord of the webcam. I hope you guys didn't see how many Transformers that was there. This is shameful. There's a lot. It's very shameful. Over on YouTube side of the chat, Taco says, my FA, love my FA. And then Taco says, wait, no, I have to do my work too. Not gonna do it though. Shingo says, while I love my FA and Trucy and Kay and Emma and Athena, and any other girl that becomes an assistant, there is no other like this girl. She is fantastic other level. Wow. Taco says, my FA is my goat. Toshi says, Great Ace certainly has the best 3D art style out of all the games. Well, I liked the couple of people that we saw at the table. I liked how cartoony they looked, so that was fun. Derma says, this game is going to be rough accent-wise for Logan to voice and possibly to listen to. I'm sorry, Dermo. You probably don't want to hear me do British accents or any type of, like, UK accents, and the camera's still too high up there. I don't even want to see those little things.
I thought the prints were the top of the wall. My brain exploded.
Oh, no, it is not, because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was that time where my light bulb burnt out, and my ladder had temporarily gotten stolen by neighborhood teenagers. And so for a while, I wasn't, because like this room actually has a vaulted ceiling at a slant, and the light is like way up almost at the top. And so like I cannot reach it even standing on a stool. I have to get a ladder to change the light in here. So yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that for a while I was having to use like my ring light and the lighting was all weird. And then I finally was about to go buy a ladder, a replacement one at Home Depot because it's super expensive and I got together the money for it and I was about to go buy it. And then the teenagers returned the ladder to my porch. And so it was crazy. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that happened a while back. But thank you, Vero, for the 10 bits. I hope you didn't see all the Transformers. It was too many. Too many to blow your mind. Taco says, I'm trying to read a new book. I can't pronounce any names in it. I'm sorry, what's the book? Fruzzy said that the stale for this game seems kind of like Rido. Oh, art style seems like Rido. Derma says, Taco, where are the names from? Like what kind of names? Taco says, oh my gosh, Logan's getting married. Oh, I wish. Taco says, names of the towns. I'm reading 6 of Crows. Good book, I'm liking it. Fruzzy said, I think I've heard that book. I've heard the title before, 6 of Crows. Frozzy says, don't worry, Taco, I believe in you. You can pronounce them. Toshi says, Ryunosuke is the bride. Kazuma is the groom. Derma says, oh, town names, nothing like Tobrinemeyer for a rainy day. You get used to it. Yeah, my bad. Megumin. So that's what it was. Yeah, it's Megumin with an N. So Veer was very close. Taco says, Jelp, why does he look like that? Fruzzy says, Supreme Court. For murder. Did he kill a government official? He killed a foreign national. Dura says, Frulzy, you're jumping the gun. Frulzy says, didn't he say Supreme Court? Shingo says, Judicature. I feel like I'm still saying that wrong. Durba says, yeah, but your question will be answered. Just wait a sec. Taco says, why is Payan doing there? And Durba says, oh my gosh, it looks like the judge from the crossover game. Frulzy says, iPhone 8? Well, yeah, it isn't my very first time. My very first iPhone died. It was like faulty. Its battery like swelled up and popped out the screen. But so it's not my very first iPhone, but I've had this iPhone for like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years. I'd have to like do the math on when I got it, but if it ain't broke, why get rid of it? I should play more game. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Huh. On the other hand here. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. I like his shifty eyes. Make him look so much more nervous. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Well, then you should have seen who did it, right? Oh, crap. Kazuma's not the murderer, is he? That'd be really sad if Kazuma's the murderer, because he was there too then. Would that mean then that he was going to defend us in order to throw the case to guarantee that we were convicted? But then he wouldn't have been able to study abroad. But maybe it was just like, he was more concerned with just wanting to ensure that he got away with it. Or maybe he just felt so guilty that he wanted to make sure he got his friend acquitted. I don't like that idea. I don't think it's going to be Kazuma.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
What time? Is it almost 2 o'clock?
All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, Patona.
The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think dash dash. Huh? Why do I suddenly feel like murdering a dude? Wait. I've seen that man at university. I would recognize his right butt cheek through that chair anywhere. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello and not shoot him. So I went over to the professor's table. As it was his hand. Okay. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Bravo! Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? Oh, I already saw the autopsy report. Sorry. Post-mortem report. State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was,
Ryunosuke, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
By evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present.
Do it now! Do it! I want to show him a badge! I don't see any hit points. I'm going to save my game, and I want to see if it'll let me present my badge instead. And I want to get a penalty. I just want to do the funny. I want to present my badge. I want to show him a badge. Present my badge. Yes! Yes! The evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this! And on what basis do you present this evidence? Well, because it was in the court record, of course. Slow down! Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking? Well, now that you say that, I suppose pick the wrong piece of evidence again, and it won't be a mystery as to your cause of death. Your Honor, my lawyer is threatening to murder me. Yikes! He sounds and looks deadly serious.
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present.
Do it now! Can I switch over to the people? Can I present Kazuma in case he is the murderer? Oh, no, I can't. Okay. So, yeah, all right, post-mortem report. Yes! Yes. Well... according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile! That's the post-mortem report, I take it?
Sorry, yes! That's right. Oh, the post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Lots of poking and squishing and squeezing and tweaking.
Oh, I see. Naruhodo. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print, or a daguerreotype of the scene of the crime. Look at this daguerreotype. Every time I do, it makes me wipe.
'cause I have an intestinal problem. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion.
And he's got steak behind him with a fork on the left, meaning John Wilson is left-handed. Will that be important later? I'd be very impressed with myself if I noticed something important already. Wait, no, that does mean he's left-handed. No, it's the other way. It's the other way because he cuts with a knife in the right hand. It's the other way. He's not left-handed, he's right-handed. I made a mistake. I almost got myself convicted.
In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record.
Photograph of victim. A photographic print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front of the chest and subsequently died. So, that's a photographic print. That's something I've never seen before. Speaking of things I haven't seen before, I should see the other comments in chat. I should read some more chat. I'm very behind. Oak says, I've been playing Animal Crossing again recently. I've been thinking about dusting that off and checking it out, especially since they have like the new characters from the DLC based on like Zelda and Splatoon. I guess one of the previous Animal Crossings had a little piggy Ganon that you could get. I wish I could get that on my island, but I guess not. Oak says they added so many things since I last played. Quickita said, no May voice, no Maya voice, don't you dare. Magpie says, I also disagree. Quickita said, didn't you want to voice a cat with that? Oh yeah, because the cat was gonna be the weird girl. Oh, I forgot. Vera said sigh. Shiny with an emote. Quinkita with a frowny face. Vera says, I know you are. Quinkita says, oh yeah, did they mention their university yet? Eglin said, you can prolong the end of the demo by not interacting with a clothing store, I think. Like, as long as you drag the me who asks for clothes out of their home to interact with the world, the demo doesn't stop super fast, and you get to interact with your 3 me's much longer. Baku says, the number 6. I got a question about that. I mentioned before that I went to Target and they had a whole section of stuffed toys that were just little things that had the number 67 printed on it for the whole 6-7 craze. I went back to Target again this week. Half of them were replaced with the number 41. Is that a new number? Is 41 or something like that? Oh. Oak says, I would love more Hollow Knight. Eglin said you could do both Tomodachi Life and Hollow Knight. I could, but that might be hard to communicate over on the YouTube side where I think I have to like pick beforehand what game it's gonna be. I still don't know how to YouTube. Oak says 7 years ago. Oh yeah. Quingita says, add quote, I need to know what girls are. Oak says, stop aura farming Kazuma. Vera said, we see the fit Kazuma. Shiny says, temple farts made my spouse next to me make a noise. Was it a temple fart? Did your spouse fart through the temple? Oak says, tell your spouse I say hi. I say hi too! I say hi to your spouse also. Oak says, say the mayor of Snoozetown says hi. Quita says, Patuna, yeah, they gay. Oh, that's his partner. Eglin said, I'm baffled playing Pokopia and expecting a little baby guy to show up in my little wood environment I made, and it's Haxorus. Quickett said, may I suggest an idea, Logan, that you have the history log up, then read chat? I might need to do that. I'm going to give myself one more chance. But if I fail again, I'm going to need to start doing that. So thank you for the suggestion. Oak said, wrong episode, Logan. Episode 9 is the one where you can see with the proper subtitles. Wait, no, because I think I got to double check because I always got to wait a week. I thought I was all... I'll look into that. Oak says, fact, Logan made up his backstory so we would feel bad for him. Eglin said, like Yashura, I was expecting Axu, but I wasn't expecting his dad, which grass Pokemon is growing my beans. Thank you, but I have no room for these 70 beans. I like Haxorus. Haxorus is often on my team. Let me take a look at some YouTube chat. Taco says, Logan, get a new phone, but it costs money. And I have so little of it. Frozy says, Logan, that's no excuse for, quote, I don't need to always get the newest phone. Money, however, is a good excuse. Derba said, Frozy, both are good reasons. Taco says, yeah, if I had money, I would send like $50 to help Logan get a new phone. Oh, that's nice of you, Taco. And Taco says, I going to bed. Good night, y'all. Good night, Taco. Thank you for being here. Sleep well. Frozy says, not when the iPhone is that is turning unusable. Derba says, Ryu, well, it's frustrating that it's like not because the phone itself, it's because of Apple's software, you know? Derma says, Ryu, rule 1 is don't look at the camera. Derma says, is that your sword, Kazuma? Or are you just happy to see Ryu? Oh, Oh, I wish I'd made that joke now. That was great, Dermo. Frozy says, can't the answer be both? Shingo says, he's in freaking school, huh? Frozy says, oh yeah, then I guess it can't. Says, Judge, you can't laugh at words like duty. You're in the Supreme Court. Oh, and I gotta scroll back up. It happened again. Oh, and we're even on slow mode over on YouTube. I need a sip of water. We'll get back in the game. I love that there's so many people here. I mean, being behind in chat is a good problem to have. You know, I'm just gonna finish this off. Hang on. There we go. Let's play a bit more. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. And it's harder to fake. I mean, you still can, but it's harder. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Oh, crap. An hour and 41 minutes and 28 seconds, and we're just starting the trial. Who? YMCA. Oh, I thought we were doing a thing. Certainly, Your Excellency. What was that thing he did? Is that a cultural thing? Am I being insensitive? So, without further ado, can we laugh at that? Can I start a joke? No. Oh, okay. In order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Okay, so maybe this will be the real murderer. Oh, this is it then? Hef. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. I can be your weird girl. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, I want to be a weird girl. Oh, wait, no, the professor. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Ha! He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Oh man, don't you hate it when an old man just shoves his oar right into stuff?
The girl was red herring.
Well, and there's no way he's gonna be our assistant the whole game. Unless you want to give Kazuma the Maya voice. He really has been sticking his oar in it, hasn't he? Yahoo! Thank you for the 10 bits, Vero. Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband. The wind, the airflow. It's weird. And control the cold stares first. Okay, so we're no longer gonna be all freaked out deer in the headlight. Oh, okay. Here is a proper fellow. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. I don't know what this guy. I just want him to be tired like this. Of course, my name is Satoru Gojo. Hosonaga. Kind of like the Tsumugi voice. I'm trying to add like slight variations to the voices I do too much of. I don't know if that works. He just seems very kind of flat like this to me for some reason. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Oh, blood! Are you all right? You seem to be coughing up some... It's just the tuberculosis. Oh. Maybe he should just have the full-on Tsumugi voice. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. Some of the hotels charge by the hour, if you know what I mean. Ooh.
This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Oh, we got another name fact pinned over on Twitch. We'll pause for a second and check it out. Understood, Hosanaga-san. Will you kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident? Oh, we're gonna have a testimony. But let's check out this name fact. Queen Katie says the kanji for his given name, Satoru, roughly means enlightenment, as used in the verb Satoru, meaning to perceive, to sense, to discern. And the noun satori, meaning comprehension, understanding. Hosanaga is composed, there we go, of the kanji for thin and tall. Maybe he should just be a waifish guy. Maybe no, I want to save the British waif for somebody more British and waifish looking. But thank you very much for the name fact there. Oh, at once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring. Oh, I just realized I have a question for you guys. A very important question. Does this game have alternate costumes for our characters? Can we dress up our characters in weird costumes? Also, I should remember to keep saving periodically. Save. Ba.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are they? They're probably not in options. I probably got to go out to the main menu for it. Isn't it here somewhere? Records, audio, gameplay. Is that a gameplay? Maybe. Oh, darn it. Okay, I probably need to go to the main menu. I want to see what the costumes are. Are they spoiler costumes? Can we do that? Maybe we'll do that toward the end of the stream today. I want to check that out. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. What is that thing on Ryunosuke's hand? It's like got some kind of weird armor. Tuberculosis. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. Oh, we got a pin message. Logan, there's characters you haven't met the costumes. Oh, okay, so we can't do that today. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. That is a very good point. So please let me know when we've met all the characters that there are costumes for, okay? And then I want to check out the costume. Is that a deal? Is that a deal? I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Yes, that's what happened. That is what happened. Yes, I shout yes. Hi, yes. Hold on, just let me clarify something here. Okay, while I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor, and I did point it at the professor, and I did pull the trigger, and a bullet did fire out of it into him, there's a correlation there, but correlation does not mean causation. There's no proof that me pulling the trigger made the bullet shoot out of the gun. I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
That sounds like Winston Payne to me. Instead of his usual objection that he had in the past. That sounded like a Winston Payne objection. I dig it.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But... Ooh, the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
Huh? Wait.
What'd he just say? We probably weren't in our university uniform. I think we're just assuming because we're seeing all this from our perspective in the flash. Wait, no, crap. We saw when he introduced himself to Wilson. Well, were we wearing our uniform in that shot? Crap, maybe we were. Oh, I thought I was onto something. I need to pay more attention to stuff. Huh. There was no one else around that table?
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. Okay, so he was in the uniform, but that just means there was someone else there in addition to Wilson. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, and we in the opening cinematic, we saw two other people, right? But they were at a different table, yeah? Oh, there's a lady!
You would assume or you would be in custody until trial.
You'd think that, but I assume that like back in 19th century Japan, it's all honor system. It's like, yeah, you kill, so just don't like run away. Just hang around for the trial. I'd appreciate it. Maybe he is. Maybe he was like arrested and I don't know how this works. He probably was and was just brought into court and uncuffed. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I should read some more comments in the chat because I'm still so far behind. I just got to where Nora's raid was. Thank you again, Nora. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for the raid earlier. I gotta click out. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Nora said yes. Uma Musume was lovely. Shiny said welcome Raiders. Queen said, by the way, Vero, you don't have to pin every name fact. You're allowed to enjoy the stream too. Lol, I'll keep sharing name facts. Oak says, I'd quote, I don't know who this is. It's a girl. Nora says, Uma was insane tonight. I will tell you more later. Gotta lurk and eat dinner. We'll be back. Thank you for the lurk. Hopefully we'll see you when you get back, Nora. Vera said, internet is not loading all the messages. Queen says, his given name. Okay, that was read earlier. Said, yay. Now I know they mentioned the university. Lol. Vera said, Miko Toba. Sorry, I didn't write it right. And those pinned. Vera said, yes, it's okay, you tried. Shiny said, my gut reaction to Miko Toba is that it might be me and Kotoba put together. So maybe say like Mi Kotoba. Mi Kotoba? I'll try and see if I can figure out a pronunciation later. Thank you. Thank you for all the help, everybody. Queen said, so basically Phoenix went to most likely the same university that his ancestor went to. I went to the same high school that my mom went to. It's possible. Vera said, whoops, wanted to reply. The Toba gets the emphasis, I think. Miko Toba, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I don't know what the S is too, but yes. Thank you for the 10 bits. And yes. Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know what that was a reference to, but maybe it's a pronunciation, but yes. Shiny says, emphasis in Japan is always a little nuanced after all. Shrug. Quickly said, me and Logan shaking hands about not being able to pronounce a word like that. Timestamp 47 minutes. Oh, I'm over an hour behind. Shiny says, peculiarities. Vera says, wedding. Oak says, he's trying to marry us. Vera said, yes, Mikotoba is a wingman. Oak says, clearly Kazuma is the bride. Oak says, yes, Mikotoba, GPT summarized the conversation for me. Vera's laughing. Timestamp 51 minutes. Oak says, I'd marry you, but I don't think you'd want to marry a 17-year-old. You're correct in that. I do not want to marry a 17-year-old. Vera says, Hall of Fame. Oak says, Logan canceled. Oak says, yes, I haven't seen Konosuba, but I know it's Megumin. You have the N at the end. Vera says, I love this man. Queen says, little nervous, yeah. Queen Katie says, the Supreme Court of Judicature, huh? Makeoutaba. That's his name now, Makeoutaba. Oh, hey, girl, you want to make out of a? Let's make out of a all night long. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I see you trying to do it phonetically, and TTS girl just didn't know how to do it. Thank you for the 10 bits. Yeah, so we got another name fact here from Queen Katie said the Supreme Court of Judicature is likely based on the real-life Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan, the Daishinin, which was the highest judicial body of the Empire of Japan from 1875 to 1947, when it was abolished by order of the American occupation authorities following the abolition of the Meiji Constitution. The building itself, modeled after the Court of
Cassation in France was heavily damaged by United States air raids during World War II, but was repaired and used as the Supreme Court of Japan until 1974. The present-day Tokyo High Court was built on the former location of the Supreme Court of Judicature. Interesting! I need a sip of water, and I see we got a clip in the chat. Hang on. We'll check out that clip in a second, but first let me take a look at the YouTube chat. Shingo says, no, that's his original name. That's also the original Payne's last name. Oh, it is? Oh, that is fantastic. I love that. I love his name. I think he might be my new favorite Winston Payne, Gaspin Payne family member. Toby, how you doing? Said hi, I'm just starting to watch from the beginning. Super excited for this playthrough. Good to see you. I don't know if you're still here, especially if you had to watch from the beginning, but I hope you're doing well. How you doing? Shingo said, I'm like 2 minutes behind. Am I not? Derma said, yeah, we're still at the beginning. Toby said, should I put on 2 times speed so I can catch up before stream ends? Derma said, Fight Club, that's the film. Now enough drawing attention. Oh, crap, that. Yeah, sorry. It's just, I mean, I guess I assumed because it was like 25 to 30 years old. No, yeah, almost 30 years old. I'm so sorry. Derma says, Toby 1.5 is a nice compromise. Vero on YouTube saying, sorry, friends, he's behind. You guys can bear with 45 seconds waiting, right? Baku says, what's up? I'm back from my shower. Welcome back, Baku. Shingo says, well, bad news about Watson. Wilson is the copyright safe name. It's so sad. Why? I don't think... Did Watson have a canonical death in the Sherlock Holmes stories? Because I know Sherlock had he had an original death where he like fell off the waterfall fighting Moriarty, but then Arthur Conan Doyle brought him back to life. But did Watson ever die? Derma said in the original it is Watson and Holmes, so I still call them that. It's the Scottish, Welsh, and especially Irish accents which concern me. Well, Dermo, I am literally a dual citizen with Ireland. So I'm sure I could do it just perfectly, just fine. Have you heard me try and do an Irish or Scottish accent, Dermo? Katrina said, what I miss? This guy here, this gentleman we're still in tutorial phase, Katrina. Then this gentleman is just farting his headband to waft around like that. Frulzy said, Great Britain isn't all too great, to be honest. Dermo said, Frulzy, I'm Irish. You're preaching to the choir. Shingo said, why would you have a badge? I don't know. I thought maybe I was an attorney. So let's check out this clip really quickly. Over on the Twitch side of the chat, Oak has posted a clip. For anyone who is lurking or is new or does not know the deal, if someone posts a clip into our chat, we watch the clip and just see what it is. This will tell me how far behind I am. I know I'm like over an hour behind over on Twitch, so it should not be surprising. Yep, it says an hour. So this clip from Oak is titled, Just Look at the Webcam. Okay, volume is up. Let's see this. I was trying to do his face. That's it. No context. No words. I can't wait till that shows up at a shout out. And there's just nothing but that. Thank you very much, Oak, for the clip. Oh, and Shiny with a hydrate command. Thank you very much, Shiny. I will hydrate right now. Let's play a bit more. For those who are lurking and new, I do apologize in advance. Not in advance. We've been doing this already. I'm going to be spending a lot of time catching up in the chat. But yeah, let's play a bit more. What was it we had just said a second ago? Oh yeah, when I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at the table. Is it going to be Irene Adler? Are we going to go full on other Sherlock Holmes characters? We can see Irene Adler. Maybe we can have a Moriarty. We can have a, what was his name? Detective, was he Detective? Detective Lestrade. Who else? There was like a bunch of Sherlock Holmes side characters. And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject! Yes! I actually meant to click to go on, but it was already there, so that was a mistake. I'm probably gonna lose hit points. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. I don't have evidence for this. I'm gonna get penalized. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. Okay, this makes it seem like he's got to be the murderer then. Because, like, why would he lie? Either he is the murderer or he's covering up for the murderer for some reason. Oh, maybe he's, like,
in love with the woman. Because, yeah, so she shot him, and he just, or maybe he just, like, thinks women should be empowered to shoot people if they want to. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it! I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Okay, so that's gotta be the kitchen back there, and there's the, I guess the entrance. So X must be where Wilson was sitting then? Let me see, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right, I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. Can we flip it over and look at the business card at the side? However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. How can we see that? None of the other... I know there are other people in the restaurant, but none of the other chairs have people drawn on them. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. He doesn't want us to see his business card on the back. He's gonna see he's not a waiter. He's a murderer encourager. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Let's take a look at the court record. Let's find out. Let's check it out. Photographic, wait, no, it hasn't been added yet. But let's take a look at the photograph closer. Photographic print shows the victim. He was shot from behind, from the front, in the chest, and subsequently died. Why did I say behind? I don't like thinking about behinds. A magnifying glass. Ooh, look at that. Can we look at the fork? I want to look closer at the fork. Can we read what's on the wine bottle? Can we see if there's any lipstick marks on the glass? Can we look and see if there's any lipstick marks on the cuff of the neck of his shirt? Okay, well, apparently we have a magnifying glass. That's neat. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. I'm guessing it's the tuberculosis. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. Waiter's business card. The head waiter's business card. A sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. Now can we take a look at it, flip it over? So, who? He's like Elizabeth dancing outside Club Escapade. The court has now heard the I don't think I've ever seen that word. Presses of the case. I gotta see pronunciation. Presses pronunciation.
Précis.
Oh, précis. Oh, the S is signed up. Heard the précis of the case. Okay. All right. I want to take a look at the court record, though. I want to look at the thing. Examine kitchen and I like that we have subtitles. Magnifying glass. Can we see like what's written on the business card so we can't look at the business card behind? Okay. Maybe the X is like written with the blood or with the why is it a different color pen? Maybe that was like, wait, is there something else there? Like look at that line. It has like the color changes right there for some reason. Maybe it was drawn by the Goyle with her lipstick. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo! Yes, to your excellency! If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. After all, he was just an Englishman. In Japan in the late 1900s or 1800s, we don't consider them people. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness? Unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court.
So he wasn't sworn in, huh? But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from a sworn witness who were sworn witnesses, plural, who were present at the scene of the crime. They both said the F-bomb. I need to read some more of the chat. Eglin said Mans forgot to take his anxiety meds or something. Quita said, oh yeah, Logan, I haven't got a use out of it yet, but I finally made a save alert redeem for my channel too. Nice. Veer said, shoot, let it slip. Oh, I didn't click out again. Veer said, pain OS real. Shiny said, dang, what a bad judge. Queen says, it's the royal pain in the neck. Eglin said, I need to update my phone, but I don't have the storage capacity to update my phone, so I'm not updating my phone. That was why I hadn't updated for the long time onto a new iOS. And so when they're like, oh, you gotta update your iOS before your app, I'm like, fine, I'll clear some space. So I cleared the space, went to update. And it was like, nope, can't do update to 17. Oak said, this is why you should get a refurbished Android for like $300. I know, but I've already got everything on like the iPhone ecosystem. Shiny says, important to get a new phone/PC every once in a while because some security improvements literally need new hardware. I guess you're right. Oak says, ouchie pain, laughing. Veer said, buy secondhand, that's my advice, like iPhone 10 or something, maybe 11. Oak said you can get last year's Google Pixel or Samsung Galaxy for like 500 or less, I think. Veer says, go to a local phone store and get something secondhand and you'll get a warranty, still for cheaper. My silly, woo, don't look at me like that, Kazuma. Quicket says, Logan, how could you? Now I can't unsee it. Unsee what? What? The farting to make his headband waft? Oak says, oh, Logan, that's not his sword. Oh, the sword. That's not his sword. That's his sword. Queen says, bad Logan spritz his water. No. Veer says, laughing Oak, no. I think yes is a min translation. And I'll die on this hill? Min? Did you mean a mid translation? Oak said, he has a specifically made sword handle on the crotch area of his pants. It's a very weird codpiece that he has. Quicket says, numbs on gummy bears. Sorry, we were talking about his sword handle and you're just numbing on things. Oak says, specifically so when he gets he can pass it off as his sword. Oak says, you think I won't be able to get you off? As a quote, Vera says, I love seeing everyone who played this game try to justify this decision to Kazuma.
Mistranslation.
Oh, a mistranslation. Okay, sorry, there was a space and that confused me. Yeah, because like it's weird that he shouts yes. I don't know if it's trying to like make him seem polite, but it is weird. It is odd, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. Oak says, game what the F, Shiny with a face. Vera says, all lawyers are gay. Oak says, I pray Higuruma from JJK isn't because I need that man. Oak says, Eglin says, I cannot take this man seriously to the point where I may take the other pains more seriously now that I know ouchie pain exists. Vera says, he got it, laughing. Oak says, ouchie pain. Quita says, little does Logan know, I'm waiting for court record for the name fact. And then a duty command, Quita said, can't wait for Logan to find out who the victim is. I was so sad. Vera said, duty, we are so back. Oak says, I'm the victim, he killed me. Quita says, I'd quote, I could poop all I want. Oak says, I want to see the Transformer shelf. Vex says, hi Logan, I'm doing all right-ish. Chronic pain's still bad, but I'm always down to asexual some attorneys. Well, it's good to see you, Vex. I'm sorry I'm so far behind in chat, so I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, it's awesome seeing you. Let me take a look over at the YouTube chat. Shingo says, already read that. Frulzy says, as an American, it feels great to be part of such a choir. I wonder if you'd get a game over if you chose the wrong evidence twice. He did imply he'd kill you for getting it wrong twice. I assume he would just threaten me a second time. The devs probably felt like they could say that because you only had 2 pieces of evidence at that point. And so it's like, I don't know, but maybe he would have actually killed us. That would have been fun. Something we could all enjoy.
I think here would work better, like here look at this or here listen to me, especially since he raises his hand and in Japanese he says hi.
Okay, yeah, here would work because that is something you also say like for taking attendance, stuff like that. You can say, Naruhodo, here. And yeah, I think that would work. I think I would have preferred that. It still feel a little bit clumsy, but not nearly as clumsy as yes. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I agree. Derma says, Frulzy, glass houses. America ain't got the best record either. I'll leave it there. Frulzy says, the thing about America, it's all fake it till you make it, baby. We'll just keep claiming we're the best and act accordingly. Derma says, oh gosh, the 66+1 is spreading and I can't do anything about Logan saying it. I've just decided that at this point, I need to say it.
when it's brought up because if you don't say it, then that becomes a thing, and then they try to get. But if you say it, then it's not fun. It robs the joy out of the word. That's my current plan. Durba says, Frulzy, you share that with the Brits in some regard. Toshi says, Ouchie's T-pose makes him soup the superior paint. I love it. This little Durba says, it's a tradition in Japan to do the YMCA before all proceedings, like the Irish tradition of clover picking. Toshi says, Kazuma is too pretty to be your lawyer. He has to be the weird girly. Let me take a look one more time over at Twitch chat before we get back to the game, because I'm still far behind. Oak says, I low-key want to get a Logan setup tour. Oh, you'll be disappointed. You'll also be very disappointed when you find out just how small this room is. It is very, very tiny, and most of it is just taken up with Transformers shelves. I'll describe it. I got a couch right behind me. There's like this much space between the back of my chair and the front of the couch. There's that couch. To my right is a window. I'm touching the drapes in front of the window there. Behind the computer is a set of shelves right there. Then over there to the side is a TV mounted on the wall with more shelves underneath. All of the shelves have Transformers. Right over there is a chair. And behind that is some shelves that have Transformers and a few other things. In the corner over there is some shelves that have Transformers. Then a lamp on an end table next to the couch. And a shelf behind me. And then artwork on the walls. That is the room tour. It's very disappointing. Let's see. Vex says, I just got back from my international grocery store and bought way too many snacks. Are they good ones though? Quick says, what you got? Oak says, oh yeah, Logan, have you seen the news for for JoJo's Steel Ball Run? Wait, someone was saying the other night that like they're just releasing the episodes whenever, that they don't come out weekly. Is that correct? Oak said Netflix needs to die. Quick said, man, it's so fun so far to watch Logan in split view. I keep looking over my beloved name facts. Oak said JoJo fans will storm Netflix HQ and murder everyone there. They released a effing trailer for episode 2 and said it will release in 2026. B word, it's one episode. We are in 2026. That could be as many as 8 months until the next episode of Steel Ball Run. Are you effing insane, Netflix? England said like 2.5 weeks before the game release. Oaks, of Tomodachi Life. So yeah, maybe I'll just wait on that. But I do want to play it. A pin message written by Oak said, Logan, do you have a rough estimate of how many Transformers you have? Okay, before we get back to the game, I'll tell this story. I know I've told this story before. There was one time a few years ago where I ended up staying up way too late. I can't remember if I just stayed up really late on the Saturday night or if I just didn't sleep well or whatever it was. I was super tired the next Sunday morning. I got up and I went to church and I'm sitting there and I'm like having a hard time staying awake. I'm like dozing off and I finally realized, you know what? No matter what I do, I can't really focus on what's going on, what's being said. So at the very least, I should just try and keep myself awake. That's like the bare minimum I need to do. So I decided I'm going to go through my head and count all the Transformers I have. I think I lost count somewhere around... Wait, hang on. Now I'm trying to remember. Was it... I want to say it was around 400 that I lost count. And so and that was a couple of years ago. I bought some more since then. So hundreds, a lot, too many. Vero offered to help me sell some of the ones that I don't want to keep anymore and that I don't need anymore, ones that are like extras. Let's see, Oak says, on the bright side of the One Piece light novels is... One of the One Piece light novels is getting animated. Is it canon to the manga, though? Oak said, we're getting One Piece Yuri anime before Steel Ball Run Episode 2. Eglin said, you could probably wait for Tomodachi live streams. Maybe play the demo for the rewards and update us on who you made. Okay, maybe I'll just do that. If I ever have free time, that'll also give me, allow me to get the hang of the character creation on my own. I like that idea, Eglin. Oak said the trailer looks beautiful. Eglin said, depending on what the schedule is, if you played it on a Thursday, the full game comes out April 16th. A Thursday. Ooh, that could be good. Let's see, and there's a deleted message by Vero, so I'm guessing that might be a spoiler from Magpie. I'm sorry, Magpie, so I guess I won't read that. I don't know. Oak said, Logan has such a way with words, quote, just a constant cloud of gas bursting from his bum. Quicken says, I'm so hyped, victim reveal soon. And then the deleted message, Vero said, sadly, Magpie got to delete because of the implications. I'm sorry that I couldn't read it, Magpie. Oak said, oh, and I could, but I won't, just in case it has spoilers or something. Oak said, wait, what did they say? Can you post it in spoiler chat? Vero said, I can send it in spoiler chat. AMC says, chat is always questioning you, Logan. Vex says, can we tell Logan it's roughly 1900 because reasons? There is another reason, but it may be considered spoilers. And Vera said, yep, salute. Well, okay, so I guess it's later than I thought because I knew that the first Sherlock Holmes book, Study in Scarlet, takes place still in the 1800s. So maybe he was late enough in the 1800s that it's past the turn of the century then. And Vera said, yep, salute, and Baku with the hydrate. I'll hydrate and we'll get back in the game. Thank you very much. Okay, let's actually play some game now. What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Oh, Cosmo's like, but you're not guilty. Why say you did something that you did not do? Yeah. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it. Professor Mikotoba said it. I'm the only one who can't say that word. And so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty. Oh my gosh, that is the first time I've ever said that word. That is hilarious. Bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Ha! Oh, I like our reaction. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Hubbub. There's so few of us, or maybe we're just quiet and polite. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings. Tisk, well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. I would know because I am also young-ish. How old is he, actually? He's in our people list, yeah, right? Yeah, where is he? 51. Totally young. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Well, what's that one song? Like, I can be your something, I can be... Well, crap. I don't know. I feel like there's something there about being your, I could be your monster, something. Ugh. In a few short moments from now.
I can be your angle or your devil.
Yes, your angle. And you know what? He'd be an angle like this. He'd be a cute angle. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. I always love that, the misspelling of angel as angle. I still don't know where that like originated from, but it always cracks me up. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Oh. The prosecution calls its next witnesses, like plural at the same time? Are they like conjoined twins or something? Very well, officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Or at twice if there's two of them. Oh, okay. When I saw the guy with the squished vertical head, I didn't even notice the mustache on the other one earlier. Oh, so we are doing them both at the same time. Okay, we're doing 2 men at once. We're just doing both these dudes. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir! The great Nihon Imperial Army Sergeant, yes, sir, no, sir!
Yes, sir, no, sir. I love it.
Yes, sir, no, sir! Reporting for duty, sir!
I feel like that's close to getting too much where it's like just stuff spelled differently. But it's also, I feel, camouflaged enough.
And myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nihon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Correcuta.
Correcta.
At your service.
Like a curio cabinet, or it's a curio collector, correcta. A curio collector.
Curio collecta.
I like his earlobes wobble. I'm just jealous of his earlobes. I've told you guys before, I don't have earlobes. I wish I had earlobes. I wish I had large, buxom earlobes, because that's what ladies want. They just want large earlobes that you can just honk right onto, but I got nothing. I got no earlobes, huh?
You're on a roll.
I know, I'm recognizing names tonight. I'm feeling good about this. So far, we haven't had any, well, not that I've noticed so far. Maybe I haven't caught it, of stuff that like later on I'll be kicking myself for missing. So he's a curio collector.
An antique dealer and a soldier? What an unusual pairing. But I guess gay love takes all kinds of forms.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
So we just have to get one of them to mention that there was a woman there, and she's gonna be the one who probably shot Watson, Dr. Watson.
And myself, I habitually take tea.
I don't like doing this voice, but I can't give him the judgy voice. I only have one old man voice. He's so detailed. like his expressions.
And myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's so quiet and scratchy. And he's not saying any of the hip young person lingo of the modern era of turn of the century from the 1800s to the 1900s.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with a rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, why are we talking to two people at once? Like, bro, really, why? That sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. That's right, he's a seller, not a buyer. He's a giver, not a taker. He's a pitcher, not a catcher. You know what I mean? I'm just establishing their relationship to each other. He's a top, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Now you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir!
Was that a shout out? There was a baby! What was that baby sound? Is that in our history? There was a baby. There was a baby sound. You guys heard that baby too, right? There was a baby.
It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir!
I am so confused as why there was a baby. Oh crap, he's wearing a backpack. He's got a baby on his back, doesn't he? He's got his baby back, baby back, baby back. He's got his baby back, baby back, baby back. Why does he have a baby on his back? This man's as impossible to understand as the other. I can't talk. Huh. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Okay, so we're addressing the elephant baby in the room.
So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please ignore my baby. Strapped to my backside. Standing by, ready to report, sir.
So is that what it is? His left arm, like, holding up the baby?
Hey, unsavory members of a most acerbic afternoon.
Okay, so we got 2 witness testimony. Look at that! Just shy of 2.5 hours, we reached a testimony. What the witnesses saw. All right, you guys know the drill. Maybe you don't. It's been a while since we played Ace Attorney. We always got to save whenever a testimony is starting. And I can read some more chat now as well. Save. Let's see. Quingita says, a shout out to Nora, who made me realize. Oh, crap. I'm going to reload because I accidentally clicked. I clicked. I didn't mean to click. Just load that save because I can do that. Yeah, but Quingita says, shout out to Nora, who made me realize that I never gave a name fact for the Payne brothers, or at least I don't think I did. So here they are. Winston Payne's Japanese name is Takefumi Ouchi. Takefumi is claimed to have come from the name of one of the staff members' dentists, while Ouchi is exactly the ancestor's surname. Ouch. His brother Gaspin's Japanese name is Fumitake Ouchi. Fumitake is simply a reversal of the two halves of his brother's Japanese name, Takefumi. I like that. Wilson's name in the Japanese version, we saw the pin. Baku says, I really enjoyed House when I watched it. It was really good. I still need to finish the final season one of these days. I think it's on Amazon streaming. Baku says, Batman mentioned means Jason Todd mentioned, therefore my goat has been talked about. Trust is totally not just me bringing him up. Quingita said, the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation seems to be based on the 1854 Anglo-Japanese Friendship Treaty and the 1894 Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. Oak says, even though Judge Uji isn't nearly as fun in this game, it's so lovely to hear him again. Sorry that my voice is like struggling to do him tonight. Oak says, I'm gonna take his clothes off. Quiggin said, Logan, you should make a TikTok/short compilation of every single time you try to say peculiarities. Oh, I mean, strange things. Queen Gator said, yeah, you didn't read Kazuma's puzzle has... Oh, Vero has a rough job, but we love them. Sorry, it looks like it didn't go through on my end for some reason. So that's because his given name was, because the second message. Yeah, I did get to it then. At that point, I'm torturing Logan with long words. Yes, exactly like Detective Conan. Kazuma's name is literally flipped version of Shinichi's kanji. Timestamp 126. I am still, okay, I'm an hour and 1 minute behind on Twitch. Baku says, I'm sore from practice the other day. Usually I only throw shot put and discus at practice, but the coach for it wasn't there, so I had to sprint. It was torture, but then the other coaches gave us popsicles and Capri Suns, so it was worth it, low key. I just always think of the shot put ball in Danganronpa. Oak says, Logan, what kind of teenagers are in your neighborhood? They're stealing ladders. Well, the thing is, they stole it because I would keep it outside. Usually, I usually use it outside, but I'd keep it outside. And they stole it, but the thing that gets me is they gave it back. I'm just glad they gave it back when they did, because I was like this close to spending like $200 on a new ladder. Oak says, I can get stealing a bike or electronics or something, but a ladder? Vera said, Ace Attorney, teenagers. Quickita said, because it was a step ladder, actually, so that makes sense. Quickita says, either those teens were able to do whatever they needed the ladder for, or they watched your stream and realized you were talking about them and got freaked out. Well, it might have also been that, because I think I mentioned it to some people in the neighborhood, and so maybe like some parents found out and was like, wait a second, you kids just had a new ladder recently. Did you steal that? Go give it back. Vex says, I feel you on the iPhone thing, Logan. If you want familiarity with a decent lifespan and a slightly budgety price, I would suggest the SE3. I don't think they sell it anymore, but getting it secondhand can't be too hard, I don't think. Well, yeah, I checked the Apple Store's official thing, and they don't sell it officially, so it'd have to be secondhand. Oak says, Logan is Rionosuke IRL. Baku says, I actually don't feel like doing anything right now, so I will do my work after stream is over. Quiggin says, 41, that's a new one, timestamp 138. Okay, so I'm no longer over an hour behind. Oh, by the way, since we're almost the 2.5 hour mark, let me know if you got raid suggestions for later. Huh?
What if you bought the ladder for $200, then returned it, then bought one every time you needed a ladder?
I think Home Depot would eventually like catch on to that. They probably have like strict requirements for like returns on expensive items like that as well, I would think. I mean, I guess that's one way. I mean, it'd be inconvenient, but it would save me some money. But thank you very much, Vero, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. And that very cunning plan. Baku says, oh my goodness, people found 6-7 so stupid and pointless and decided to make 4-1 the new 6-7. It's been around since like mid 6-7 craze. This is the first I've heard about 4-1. Oak says, I'm pretty sure you would be able to watch the Higuruma fight episode with the right subtitle. No, I've seen the Higuruma fight. Oh, so maybe that was 9. I saw the fight. It's just the next episode after that I haven't seen. I've seen his fight with the whole, like, I liked it. It was good. It was, I feel like they're doing a good job of making Yuji Itadori still feel like the underdog, even as good as he's getting, just because Higuruma was so much better in that fight. Oak said because Dub is 2 weeks behind, you're 3 weeks behind, so it should be episode 9. Okay, so I just got mistaken on the number then. I have seen the fight. Baku said, I honestly love 6-7 and 4-1 jokes so much, people either do it with me or hate it, so I use it as reaction bait. Quita says, yeah, because this game is peak. Shiny says, I now have the urge to research the history of autopsy in Japan. In college, I learned about how the first autopsy performed in Japan was back in 1771, back when it was illegal in the Edo period, but I assume autopsies would be allowed after Edo period? Surely. Hang on, we got a clip. Okay. Once again, if you weren't here the last time we did this, if there's new people, lurking people, whatever, if someone posts a clip in either chat, we watch the clip. This will tell us how far behind we are. After this, I'm also going to read some more YouTube chat because I'm still way behind over there as well. I can't believe I'm behind in both YouTube and Twitch chats. But let's check out this clip posted by Oak over on the Twitch side. This clip from Oak is titled, well, it's not loading here. I can see his natural Ehegyo is so refreshing. Is that what it says? Let's see what this clip is. Who? YMCA. Oh, I thought we were doing it. Well, what is Agyo? A-E-G-Y-O, what does that mean? I thought you were like trying to say like a hoge at first. Or what's the word for, there's a word for when like those inappropriate pictures where like girls will roll their eyes in the back of their head and stick out their tongue. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you guys are talking about there. Huh?
Cuteness, I think.
Cuteness? Is that what that means? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna Google this really quickly. We'll get back to the game, I promise. Agyo. Meaning. Agyo in South Korean popular culture. Okay, so that's why I don't know it, because I don't know a lot of like Korean culture. The quality of being cute or appealing. So it's like kawaii-ness, cuteness, or endearing charm. Aw! Yay. Thank you for the 10 bits and let me know. Let me take a look at the YouTube chat because I'm still behind over there as well. Dermot says, the translation of hi to yes is one I find highly questionable. I'm not sure what I translated to, but yelling yes, especially when not necessarily agreeing, is weird. See, okay, maybe, yeah, okay, or there's gotta be something better. I went to the same school my grandfather went to, been around for 200 years-ish, I believe. Here's what's crazy. I had the same chemistry teacher as my mom. He was very old. In fact, he retired shortly after me, but yeah, it's crazy. I gotta scroll up a little bit. I gotta scroll up. Toshi says, the way Rio says hi in Japanese sounds like an elementary student. Katrina says, bye, Katrina. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. You're awesome. Derma said, the sword is the codpiece from Blackadder. Yeah, oh, I love Blackadder. So the first season, the first season had a fun season finale, but all the other seasons, I still, hang on. I don't think I ever got around to watching Blackadder back and forth. I still need to watch that, but I love Blackadder. Derma said, it's not about room size, Logan. It's about how you use it. Well, I don't use it well. Derma says, international grocery store. I like to imagine it's just a normal grocery store, but not in your country. Derma says 400. Good gosh. Toshi says, shout out to this room. It made the channel history. Derma says, at this rate, we may even finish the game before the last star dies out. We're gonna have to expand our definition of Logan time. I prefer less direct people, obtuse angles. Shingo said, for the record, Kurekata's name pun took me a bit to get. I had to say Correcta out loud a couple of times to figure that one out. Derma says, so this is the second game to have multiple witnesses testify at the same time. Well, yeah, previously it was the twins, Betty and Bonnie, which makes sense because they were twins. But these two were just like sharing a table together is all right. The first being the crossover game. Oh, this game does it better, but crossover walked so this could run. And Toshi says, baby ghost. Oh, so I'm getting close to catching up on YouTube. Let me have a sip of water, play some more. Again on Twitch, let me know raid suggestions. I'll eventually catch up on Twitch, I promise.
I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, ha! A firearm was discharged. Quiet, baby. Quiet, baby. Just got a jostle on my back. Just bouncing the baby on my back. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back,
the cowardly little weasel. So it's obviously that's the problem. His court record says he was shot from the front, and the bullet, and they'll probably say, well, that's probably the exit wound. But we also know that the bullet from this did not pass through the victim's body; it was lodged in there. We got this.
The cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
I like the word absconded. We don't use that word enough.
Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That quiet, baby. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgiving. Well, you got a knife. Old man's got a knife. Put the knife away.
That was scary.
The cruel and unforgivable enemy. No!
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day, the day of broad light, the light day of abroad. Oh, I wish I had a broad right now.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryonosuke?
Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. I'm like, somebody fired this gun. I've always wanted to put my fingerprints all over a gun. I was like, put my fingerprints on it. I'm like, oh, this feels so good. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Huh? I thought perhaps the professor had dropped. Okay, so there were two guns then. I guess since we're in the past, it's before we have the technology to examine the rifling marks or whatever they're called. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up. Oh yeah, sorry, when I bend over, sometimes a little, yeah.
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
There is!
Ryonosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Cross-examine!
Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It's time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty. I didn't finish saying duty. That is the only joy I take from life anymore. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
So what did he say after duty? To declare the verdict of this trial. The defense demands its right to cross-examination. I do think it's interesting that, I guess it's because this game has got to have a lot of British influence. We're probably going to have a lot of British characters, because I get weirded out every time I see the word defense appear on screen. Because it's using the British spelling of defense with a CE instead of an SE. Are we going to have all sorts of British words? Is color going to have an extra U thrown in there? Is program going to have an extra M and an E? All these British letters that the United States fought a whole Revolutionary War to get away from? That was the real reason. We didn't want those extra letters. Just makes writing take too much time. It adds up.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
is it talking about Kazuma? What does Hachimaki mean? Hachimaki. Hachimaki is a traditional Japanese headband usually made of white or red cloth worn to symbolize effort, courage, or concentration. Okay, so that's what it is. So I do like that they're not dumbing this stuff down, that they're just going full-on Japanese culture with this. Huh? How did he know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
Objection! The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp! Kazuma is so commanding. When I see him, I just want to gulp. I just want to gulp so much. I gotta read some more in the chat because I'm still so far behind. We got like 20 minutes till the 3-hour mark. I'm probably back to being an hour behind. Queen Katie says this is the longest case 1 in the series, I think. So like I said, predict 3 streams. We've had case 1s that have lasted 3 streams on other games. I think it may go longer than that for us. Baku says, though if you want a B description of why 41 became popular, I would look it up. I think we're gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, very well. Quick said, Vero, take it back. Vera says, laughing, oh my gosh. Oak says, yeah. Vera said, this guy is one of the guys I think you'll love. Oak says, I'm getting Yusuke voice vibes, to be honest. Quick said, this guy's name I love. Vera said, I thought he was going with Yusuke, but I love the tired voice. Quick says, only because I found his name in my dictionary, and laughed. Baku says, with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo, of course. Magpie says, I played Hosonaga on the RP server. Lol. Oh, so the waiter is a popular character. Then, well, so then, because obviously the woman is going to be the murderer, but he strikes me as a bad guy if he was trying to pin it all on Ryunosuke instead. Huh. Quicken says, the kanji for his, I already read that. Oak says, Enlightenment Gojo. Falling says, what's the haps, guys? What happened, Falling? Hi! Huh?
I mean, he is handsome.
He's got like streaks in his hair, though. It makes him look old, doesn't it? Let's take a look at the court record. Is Hosonaga, that was the name, right? Is he in here? Oh yeah, we can read up on everybody else. The head waiter at the European-style restaurant La Carnival. He was serving there on the day of the incident. Look at all those like gray streaks and like the sunken-in cheeks and everything. You know what he looks like? He could be the protagonist in a Tim Burton movie. Iesa Nosa, an army sergeant of the Empire of Japan who witnessed the incident. And Kurio Korekata, the owner of Rasute. Is that a pun also? Rasute? Rasute. An antique shop situated on the corner of the 2nd District. He is a witness to the incident. What would that pun be? Oh, because it's rusty? Because they're old things? They're rusty old things, so Rasute. I'm gonna guess that's what oh crap, look at his age. Oh crap. This guy is the funny, not funny age. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. BS Falling! Hi! What happened in the game is nothing. I've just been wasting time, but I've been enjoying chatting with everybody. I like the Ace Attorney games because a lot of people like them, and so it gives me an excuse just to talk with y'all. Shiny says, holy crap, autopsies took a long time to become accepted and used in Japan. Like, we're talking post-World War II as a result of US influence. Japanese police tend to prefer external investigation of the body, even to this day. Really? Oak said, save the British orphan voice for the orphans. Aw, Bubba says, hello, I'm finally here, Bumbo! How are you? Are you still here? Queen said, yes, there are costumes. I think only in the 2nd game, though. Oh, Queen said, no. Logan, there's characters you haven't met in the costumes. Vera said, yup. Magpie says, and the annoying thing is that one of Ryunosuke's animations looks weird with the costumes. Vex says, do not proceed with the costumes. Do not collect $200. Spoilery. Bob said, just kind of figured things out with myself. That's good. So good to see you, Bumbo. Oak said, Logan, has anyone ever told you that you were playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles right now? No, am I? Holy crap, you're right. Quicken said, Logan forgetting the flashback image where he was in the uniform. I forgot what I was wearing. I never pay attention what I'm wearing during the day. Oak says, yes. Quicken said, Logan, when he hears Vero say yes, sweating. I was like, what happened? Vero says, laughing. Quicken said, amazing job, TTS girl. Oak said, TTS girl, why are you like this? And then Vera says, oh my gosh, Tomodachi Life apparently will have a limit of 70 Miis. That's not nearly enough. That is not nearly enough. Falling said, ribbon of constant movement. Oh, he could be Vero's next ribbon fella. He's already got a ribbon. But maybe it needs to be a tiny pink ribbon, though. Nora says, I'm finally back. Welcome back, Nora. Are you still here? Quigita says, all my husbandos. Vera said, 70 of them. Quigita says, I'm just going to make half of them exactly one husbando. Oak says, my whole family and one piece. Falling says, I like the Holmes story where that one girl outsmarts him, but I don't know the name. Oh, you're talking about Irene Adler? The one that Holmes always calls... Is it the woman or that woman that he calls Irene Adler? Magpie says, Irene Adler? Yeah, see. Nora says, I should tell you about Uma Musume today. I posted this in Discord. One of the Umas called me the trainer, Mommy, and it genuinely stun-locked me for like a minute. We were hanging out with 3 childish Umas, and she kept implying that we were their moms, and she called me Mommy. Genuinely, what is Uma Musume about? Quigita said, BRB gonna nap food, plus I've been sitting in my chair since the stream started, which was some hours, so my butt needs a break. I've been sitting in my chair since the stream. I gotta breathe, hang on. I'm reading too much. Queen says, break. Falling says, yes, indeed. Thank you, Magpie. Shiny says, just look at the webcam. Clip is glorious. And Shiny with the hydrate command. I will do that right now. Then I'll take a look over the YouTube chat. Hey, YouTube. How you guys doing over there? I'm so sorry. I'm so far behind. Oh, crap. I got to scroll up a little bit. Crap. I got to scroll up a bunch. Crap. How high do I got to scroll up? Oh man, I gotta scroll up. There we go. Let's see. Dermo says, at this rate, I already read that. I read that, so I went too far up. Hang on. Dermo says, so this is the second game. I read that as well. There we go. Derma says, look, this man's got to take care of his kid. I respect it. And a clip. Okay, we got a clip over on YouTube. So once again, if you're lurking or new or weren't here the last time we did it or don't know the deal, if you post a clip in the chat, we watch a clip. Sadly, on YouTube, you have to be a mod in order to post a clip. I don't know how to change that, but let's check out this clip that was posted on YouTube and see what happened that was apparently clippable. This clip from Dermo was from 20 minutes ago titled New Sound Alert. I seriously thought somebody was doing a shout out and it just had a baby. There was a baby. Maybe we should make that sound. Make the baby cry a sound alert. Is that in our history? What would it represent though? There was a baby. There was a baby sound. What would be the significance of a baby sound effect? You guys heard that baby too, right? There was a baby. Maybe it's just because, like, did they say that sometimes the sound of a baby cooing can make people want to have kids or something like that? I'm not sure. Maybe that's an urban legend. Derma says, a ladder outside? That's things getting stolen or at least broken within a week. I live in a fairly safe neighborhood, and, like, don't leave it, like, prominently out in the open where you can see it. But it's a big thing. Oh, and hang on, we got another clip from Dermo. So I gotta put that clip viewer back up. There's one more clip. This clip from... Oh, wait, it's a clip of watching a clip. So once again, chat... Do not clip us watching a clip. We've already done Clipception plenty of times. We don't need to do it again. This is titled Freudian Slip. Wait, did I say something wrong? This clip from Oak is titled, well, it's not loading here. I can see his natural Ehegyo is so refreshing. Is that what it says? That's what it looked like. At first, I never heard that word before. I was very confused. Shingo says, no, twins were in Spirited Justice, and the first Great Ace Attorney was a year before that one. Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot Queen Katie had said that, the order of the release. Thank you, Shingo, for the reminder. However, the first time you saw multiple witnesses was actually Le Miroir and Machi. Were they both on the stand together, or did they do the thing where they just kind of cross-faded to each other, though? Shingo says, or if you want to get technical, Ben plus Trill. Oh, no. Ventriloquist. I had forgotten his name, but I hate that guy. He's the only one from the very big circus I want to not come back. Derma says, as a core game mechanic, I mean, not as a one-time gimmick, but a recurring thing. Shingo said, yeah, I feel like Versus Layton really pushed the Ace Attorney team to revolutionize new ideas. Crowd testimonies is one of my favorite mechanics. I really want to play that game. They need to, like, release the port of it. Derma says, for your information, that's the spelling most of Europe uses. A lot of it is actually French origin, defense with a C and color with a U, etc. America's the outlier, not the rule. I know, but here's the thing. I'm in America. So I'm used to things here that are American. And so it just like throws me for a loop when I see the non-American version of it. At least I know enough that it is like used by other countries, so I didn't say, why is there a typo? They spelled it wrong or something like that. Toshi says, Hosonaga looks like me when I was 15 and my father when he was 50. Did you have gray hairs at 15? Derma says, oh no, now the game, I can't escape 66+1. Oh, I'm caught up on YouTube. So let me read a couple more Twitch comments and we'll get back to the game. Oak said to Nora, yeah, you would play that game. Quiga said, back with ice cream. Nora said, I didn't know this would happen. Magpie says, you're welcome. Oak says, sure. Nora says, I don't watch people play Uma Musume, bro. I thought she was just gonna leave it at calling them our children. Oak says, Nora would never play a game that makes women call you mommy. Nora says, not intentionally. Oak says, the famously heterosexual Nora would never. Nora said, twin, I do not want to be called that. Hear that? Nora does not want to be called heterosexual. So everyone, make sure you never call Nora heterosexual. She has decided that, okay? Oak says, do not call me twin then, my real twin would embrace it. Let's see, and Vex says, I'm still here, very excited. TGAA is unparalleled. I think you'll very much like the character that gets introduced in the third case. Bubba says, you have probably heard this 100 times, but I will be the 101st. 101st. I'm so excited for Tomodachi Life for Switch. I am excited as well. I never played any previous Tomodachi game, but the character creation has won me over. I just hope they make a way, because you know how in Miitopia you could like upload the codes for your characters? I hope they do that, because like some of them you see online like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I could never duplicate that. I want that, you know? Oak says, Logan, do you have a rough estimate of how many Transformers you have? Already talked about that, and Vera said, I want to know too. Vera said, Lurk, I'm still watching, but playing Animal Crossing. Let's play some more of this game. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. We already know what we're going to be presenting, because it's going to be the shot from behind, shot from the back correction. So we just got to press all the statements, present that evidence. I want to at least get through a cross-examination before the stream ends tonight. But once again, if you got raids on Twitch, please post them. Raid suggestions. All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Ha! Now let's go, Ryunosuke! Don't let them beat you! It's so weak. It's like that was the sound of it in the internet. Just like it's like wet little slap. Just no, that sound too hard. Just I love it. All right then, it's all or nothing.
Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw.
Okay, there's my hit points. Let's say before we do this, just in case I do anything stupid, which is always a very realistic possibility. Save. All the sound effects here sound very delicate. So we'll press, and we know what we're going to be presenting, but I just want to hear the content from other statements being pressed.
I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Press. Yes.
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention, anything that bothers you.
I never thought we'd find a lawyer who was worse than Phoenix Wright. I mean, granted, I don't think Ryunosuke has had any training, but still. All right then, the beefsteak you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Attention! Aha! Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot.
Is beefsteak always veal? What if I want a beefsteak that's not a baby? Oh!
If food could receive medals of honor, quiet baby. Beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. I would have named my baby beefsteak, but I'd be too tempted to eat my baby.
Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So next question. The cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Is he gonna raise his hand all throughout the game every time he's got a question? Hi! Wait, what did he say? What did the sergeant say? I missed it. I was looking away. History.
Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, quiet, baby, try it.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. I confess to my crimes. I want my beefsteak.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
Oops. Sorry. I'll do my best. Do my best. Yeah. So, next question. Is it me, or do you keep hearing kind of a wah sound?
Negative!
It was a wah sound, is that what he said? A sort of wah crying noise. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover.
Affirmative.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Achievement unlocked, Prime Presser! For having successfully pressed a witness during the first cross-examination. Why is my achievement popping up in this corner? It's like being blocked by my cam screen. That's new, that's different. Did Steam do an update for where achievements appear?
In myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
Yes!
Yes. I have no idea what you are talking about!
A Koban boy.
A Koban? You mean an old Edo coin?
The day prior to the incident. A treasure of exceptional value from the Hoi period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secreted in my bosom pocket. In the hope of an affluent cognosante? Cognosante? Cognosante?
Cognosante. Okay, cognosante. Well, I looked that up. What does that mean though? Definitely gotta check the definition. I was checking the pronunciation. I guess it's not important, but I want to know what a cognosante is.
Cognoscenti.
Oh no, that says cognoscenti. Oh, cognoscenti. Cognoscenti?
Cognoscenti.
A connoisseur, a discerning expert. Okay, I was saying it wrong. Never mind.
Appraised it of its indisputable value being present.
So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Hey, good use the word whom, bro.
Yes, it's quite clear.
Logan, you're so me playing this game I genuinely had to pull out Google for every other sentence. It was bad.
And I'm a native English speaker. I am, like, so yeah, so the fact that I have to do this and we're both doing it. Yeah, thank you for the 10 bits. Yeah. I mean, I'm learning though. I am enriched. Oh crap, we're like 2 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. I gotta get through this cross-examination. We gotta finish cross-examination tonight, right?
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that so?
I didn't know he was penniless. Do they do that? How is he gonna have a baby if he's penniless? They just cut it right off or something?
You little upstart cadet! You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do ya? Blatant it's
subordination. Isn't it insubordination? No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might just be the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about the matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect.
I see. So I think, Curio Collector's whole gimmick is that he uses big words.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes.
Yes!
Yes. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at the time?
Affirmative, I saw you. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
I can't get used to that slap. It's so feeble. But that's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please.
What's that, Private?
Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table.
And so what if it was?
Well, if that really is the case,
What, do we not have to present the evidence then?
it would mean that you didn't, in fact, see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun.
Arg! And double arg, but not triple. I'm not ready to triple my arg. Arr. My sixth sense.
Sorry, I don't think Bruce Willis has been born yet, let alone M. Night Shyamalan.
My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
Ah, do you think I'd have got where I am today in the army? Quiet, baby, quiet, baby. I'll give you some milk later. If I couldn't sense danger in the air, son!
Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed.
This is not good. Wow, this is taking a long time. This is taking a very long time. We still got 2 more statements to press and then present the evidence onto this statement here, but let me read some more in the chat. And last call, because we're past the 3-hour mark. We're going a little overtime tonight. Last call for raid suggestions on Twitch. Let's see. Falling says, oh my gosh. Vera says, wow. Vera said, Logan, you have a museum. I'm so impressed. Vex says, I did get really good snacks. Jaffa cakes and panna cotta? And mochi and pocky and crab chips and more. Oak says, a defense lawyer is duty bound. No, she isn't. Quick it with the duty command. Vera said, please tell me you know the meme. The angle or your del, yes. Bubba says, I didn't know Ouchie liked flavor folly. Nora says, here's a guy who knows ball. Oak says, ad quote, we're doing 2 men at once. Quick said, Yesa's Japanese name is somewhat a spoiler for now, so I'll only explain the English name first for now. Yesanosa is a play on yes sir, no sir. I wonder if it'll have something to do with the baby. Queen said, Logan caught it, lol. Vera said he got it, laughing. Bubba says, I don't know what you mean. Queen says, Curio's Japanese version name is Sanmon Soho Higurashi. Sanmon means 3 pennies, while his surname, Sono Higurashi, means making a living day by day. Put together, it roughly means living on 3 pennies a day. Curio correcta is likely a play on curio, i.e. a strange and interesting object, something that evokes curiosity. Collector. Quickita said Logan strikes again. Vera said laughing, he's on a roll. Oak said he's my favorite. You just like the elderly. It's like the whole thing with, oh crap, what was her name? The old woman in Investigations 2. I don't even remember her name now. Quickita said, what's next? His store name? Yes, was it Rusty? Is that what the pun was? Quickita said the name of his antique shop, Rasute, is likely to play on the word Rusty. Yay! Eglin said this man trembles like an old hairless chihuahua. Okay, low-key, wood on the judge. Nora said, I gotta go to bed. Bye all. Bye, Nora. Thank you so much for the raid earlier. Thank you for being here. Vera said goodnight. Vera said goodnight. Nora. Oak says, what was that? What was the baby? I heard it too. Vera said, nope, I think you might be imagining things. Good old Vero gaslighting us. Timestamp 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 55 seconds. Oh, I'm getting closer. I'm still over a half hour behind, but I'm getting there. Agnes said, what's the baby gonna be named? Goo Goo Gaga. Oh, I hope the baby has a name that's something like that. Magpie says there was a Jason Todd mention. I think it was a Batman mention, but then Baku turned it into a Jason Todd mention. The 2 of you should bond more over Jason Todd. Oak said yes. Vera said natural charm. Vera says, why can't we improvise and have him yell out, sir? Quick say, so we do that for every time yes shows up, shout something else. I wonder if there's a mod to change it. Queen Kitty with the timestamp, 2 hours, 33 minutes. Bubba says, wasn't it Batty? Yeah, well, no, Betty and Bonnie, because Betty was Batty, yeah. Magpie says, sure will, get used to Britishisms. I use them too because my devices are set to British English. And Vero with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Vero, because we're going to copy these down because we'll need those later on. We're not going to be we're not going to be raiding just yet, so if you're lurking, don't worry. You don't need to run off or anything, but I'm copying these over, Vero. Thank you very much. Let me take a look over YouTube chat, because I did catch up fully on YouTube a minute ago. Oh, but I got to scroll back up. I got to scroll back up a little bit. Oh, I think I do, or maybe I didn't, or maybe I made a mistake. Oh no, yeah, there we go. Shingo says, to be fair, Ryunosuke is not a lawyer. That's why he's raising his hand as if he was in class. I love him. Again, I just never thought we could have someone as hopeless as Phoenix Wright again. It is very endearing. Part of me wants to see character development and have him become confident by the end, but part of me also just wants him to stay awkward and awful. You know who he also reminds me? He reminds me of Taka from the first Danganronpa game. I don't know, I think it's just the look and just always standing up all straight like that. Dermo says, does this place only serve veal? Need to get some sleep. Night. Good night, Dermo. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. Okay, let's play a bit more. We got to get to the end of this cross-examination.
The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes. Though I don't know, the yes thing makes me want to give him the mantis voice, like Ryunosuke, the mantis voice from Metaphor, except that'd be just too much mantis. So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was like that type of stuff all day. Toxon! Raiding with a party of 9! Thank you so much for the raid! Vero, are you still here to be able to do a quick shout out for Toxon? Otherwise, I can do it myself if you're... Oh, there we go. We were playing Dragon Warrior Monsters. Let's watch a quick clip from Toxon. Like the flippin' is falling down the pit. Toxon, how was your stream? Welcome, Raiders. Let me give you the quick rundown of the channel. Hi, my name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, tonight, we are starting a brand new game we're going to be playing for the next while, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We will be alternating streams with other smaller games. Still deciding what they're going to be right now for next week. I'll post the schedule on Discord tomorrow. And other games we played in the past to give you an idea of the type of stuff we play. Besides Ace Attorney, we played Danganronpa, Persona, Deltarune, Omori, things like that. And I read every comment in chat. I'm always behind. I'm very behind on Twitch. So let me, because we're multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Mario fan 665, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I feel like I've not done anything to warrant that, but thank you. Actually, before I read the comments of the chat, let me give you guys my link tree also. And I'll copy this over to YouTube as well, just because that's always a good thing to do. That has all of our social media, Discord invite, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that stuff. I think I said TikTok twice maybe. Check it out or ignore it. It's there if you feel so inclined, but thank you for the follow. And yeah, because I'm behind, let me scroll down to where the raid happened so I can say hi to the Raiders. Crap, if it'll let me scroll down. Why isn't it let me? There we go. There's the raid. Toxon says Toxon raid. Mario fan says Toxon raid. Senari says Toxon raid. And there was a shout out. I can scroll a bit. Mario fan says, ooh, I'd love to stick around for the Great Ace Attorney, but when we go through these games blind, I'm still an Ace Attorney Investigations game. Oh, I love the Investigations games. Edgeworth was the best. We finished, the last one we played was Investigations 2. So totally understandable if you need to leave to avoid spoilers, but I really appreciate the follow, Mario fan. Thank you. Toxon says, hiya, long time no see. Great to see you in a brief clip of my Talk misadventures, lol. Yeah, how have you been, Toxon? Eglin said, just spilled water all over myself. No, I made a hole in the bottom of the bottle to drink from, then instead of the cap, because why not? I forgot the cap wasn't on. I feel like that was a problem that was bound to happen, but you know what? Way to take a chance, Eglin. But yes, Raiders, again, thank you so much for being here. Anyone who wants to stick around, we always love making new friends. We have some really awesome people in our community. Although if you need to raid and run, especially Toxon, you've just been streaming for a while, totally understandable. If anyone wants to like avoid spoilers or is just like, well, I'm not into Great Ace Attorney, that's totally fine as well. But we always love making new friends. No pressure either way. Thank you for the raid, and thank you for being here, Raiders. Mario fan says, you all take care, enjoy the trials and tribulations. Oh, I'll do my best. And this time, at least, we won't have Godot splashing coffee in our faces. But while I'm here, let me read some chat. Scroll back up to where I left off. Eglin said, wasn't there a whole thing about letters costing more to print early on, so unnecessary letters were cut out from words to cost less? I've heard that before. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it had to do with like reducing the number of pages in books or something. Boba says, I think 4. Magpie said, I'm glad everyone I've seen stream agrees Ryunosuke definitely has a crush on Kazuma. Veer says, you think people don't like old men? I think girls like the idea of old men. But if you meet a real life old man, you'd be grossed out. Boba says, I mean, they are definitely roommates. Oak said, Logan has clearly never been on the internet if things looking old and pathetic would turn people off. Have you not seen Nanami? And Bumbo with a hydrate command. I'll hydrate, then we'll play a little bit more. Thank you very much, Bumbo. Sorry that I'm still behind in the chat. But again, I do read every comment, so people came into the raid. If you type something else into the chat, I will get to it eventually. I'm still a bit behind, but I promise, I will read any other comments in the chat. But let's play a bit more. So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was...
Her, arg! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Her, who else do you see around here in a black uniform,
When we saw the woman at the table in the flashback, was she dressed in black? Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits that description as well, but...
It was you, you little weasel! You unloaded the firearm on that man! From behind his back! And you are quiet, baby. And you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nihon! You disgust me!
Huh? Look into the camera? What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court! Thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it! I mean, we don't have to be that violent. We can just enjoy it a little bit, you know? So yeah, that was obviously the statement that will present the evidence, but I want to see what happens when we press the old man on this last one.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Yes. On your hands and knees? Could you explain that, please? I thought old people joints don't work.
That's right. Spurring the arthritis, I was in order to retrieve the lost piece.
Wait, is he talking like Yoda?
Spurring the arthritis, I was in order to retrieve the lost piece.
I can't do a Yoda impression, apparently. What lost piece are you referring to? Oh!
The Koban, of course. The exquisite Hoi-era Koban coin.
Oh, he was about to kill us there. He's ready to smash that bottle and cut a man.
I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masked.
I know that's not a bad word. I know it just means chew. But it sounds so much like a bad word, I always feel uncomfortable saying that.
As he chewed his meal. And jerked off his meal. Oh, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it, and then it happened.
Bang!
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
None other than, though it was no concern of mine. I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure.
So in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred?
I indeed, myself, I did not.
Ugh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke, we know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. I mean, you do have buttons, don't you? All people have buttons, yes? Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts.
somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency? When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. That's what the R stands for. The E is for ip the witness, the R is for rip the witness. Ha! Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness statement. All right, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Okay, so it was the fourth statement. So let's go back to that. Oh, went too far. Back one. As always, we'll save just in case I'm being stupid. I don't think I'm being stupid because this is still the tutorial, and so it's kind of an obvious contradiction. But every now and then I'll get too cocky and think I'm actually good at this game, and I cannot allow that thought to go without just correcting it. Okay, so we want to present. And we want to show this to show that he was shot from the front instead of shot from the back. And present.
Yes.
Yes. Someone got calling me. I have my hand up. Is calling me, please. I'm getting tired. Oh, my hand up. Yeah.
Well, what are you playing at, cadet?
I'm being polite.
Call me.
What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache.
Inconsistency, sir! I need to check and see if subordination means the same thing as insubordination. That's the second time you said that. Subordination versus insubordination. What is the difference? Playing lower rank subject. The act of being subordinate or inferior to another, inferiority of rank. So then what's okay, I'll have to figure this out later. It's not showing me. But yes! You guys, it's like we're already overtime, and we finally got through our very first cross-examination of the entire game. I need to catch up completely on the chat very soon, and if you're lurking, if you want to like stick around while I catch up completely, you're gonna be like an MVP in my mind, because although I'm not that far behind, we got up on YouTube. So let's do this. Let me take a look over the Twitch chat. There we go. Magpie says, in fairness, anyone is available on the RP server. We had some play April May for a while too. She was so fun. Fear says, is it Rusty? Is that the pun? Quickita says, yeah. Eglin said, waiter looks like a skinny penguin from Batman. Oh, he kind of does. He looks like more like from Gotham, because that penguin was skinnier. Although he looked a little bit different. He didn't have the gray streaks, but I could see it. Eglin. Quickita said, did you not see my message earlier? It's Rusty. Oh, hang on. I didn't mean to do that. I love that little slap. Yes. Vera said, no, ha ha ha. Quickita said, Logan did the full 3 hits home run. Vera says, I have a ribbon fella. Sadly, I don't feel strongly about Hosanaga. Eglin says, I love how the baby started with the word infantryman. Oh, infant! Oh! That's gotta be the pun, right? The baby's gonna be his infantryman. Oh, I like it. Quickita said, did we lose? We did lose the what happened alert, so maybe replace that. Oh, that's a good point. Although the baby might not be quite loud enough for that. I need to go and just re-edit the what happened to be louder. I just don't know why it suddenly got quiet. Bubba said, us being disappointed, what happened to the alert? I don't know, like it just started being quiet. The file was exactly the same. All the settings for it were the same, but it just suddenly got super quiet and you can't hear it anymore. Quickita said, if I remember correctly, something happened and wasn't able to hear that alert no matter what he did, so it had to be retired. Magpie says, Lamroir and Machi are on the stand at the same time because you can see them talking to each other. Oh, okay, so I'd forgotten that then. Bubba said, rip what happened? Rip to what happened. Veer said, I love this man. Quia said, the way Ryunosuke was shocked at the desk slam. Veer says, he turned to the side to see. Hang on, we got a clip. Okay, once again, if you're lurking, if you're new, maybe if you came in the raid, if you just don't know this, if someone posts a clip, we watch the clip. So let's check out this clip from Vero. This will tell us how far behind we are, because it's got to be less than an hour, so the timing is more specific. The title is not loading, so let's just watch it, and we'll see the title as we go. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke! Don't let them beat you! He had to make sure it was his slam. So weak. It's like that was the sound of it in the dead. Actually, it did pick up pretty well on my cheeks. I like that. I didn't think it sounded right. I love how wimpy it was. Vera said, what if the baby's name is Beef? Oh, I think the baby should be named Veal. Oh, except that was also the thing already with Beef Longa. And Vera said Beef Longa origins. Oh, the baby is Beef Longa. This is when Beef Longa was born. Does Beef Longa have an age? I feel like we need to check with Oak, who's kind of taken the reins of all beef lore. Let's see, Vera said, oh yeah, Magpie says, quote, I hope to figure out something by the time I finish my objection. I did not. Wasn't it Edgeworth, though, who said that? Bubba says, Ryu isn't even in law school, probably never even been in a courtroom before. Quinkity said, oh, I think that's because the Great Ace Attorney has its own in-game achievements, I believe. This game making Logan Google more than usual. Okay, so that wasn't a Steam achievement, that was an in-game one. Interesting. I pray the Japanese version doesn't make me have to Google stuff as well. 6 Sense flashbacks to Ghost Trick that I just watched, which, by the way, I finally finished the VODs today. It was very fun. Eglin says, oh my gosh, I think I see where the baby is crying and why. Oh, I haven't noticed a consistency yet. It's got to be like in his movements, yeah? And a timestamp 3 hours, 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm still 18 minutes behind. Eglin says, oh my gosh, I hate that so much. That's so dumb. That's so funny. Why did that take so long? Oak says, how could you forget my Hilda hurts? Thank you, Oak. And there's the raid, so we can scroll down a bit in the raid. Let's see. Eglin said, don't say that while holding your sword that way. And Toxon says, been doing okay, working on moving to a new house. That's been a whole thing, but I've been suffering through a lot of messy 3D platformers. I love platformers, though. Vera says, laughing, Scooby-Doo, and we got another clip. Okay, let's watch this again. As we're catching up to chat, we're just going to be showing all the clips, just rapid fire. And once again, but it's good because it'll continue to show me. Oh, this is only 7 minutes ago. I got to be so close to catching up with the chat then. 7 minutes ago, this clip is titled, Meal Job from a Girl with Chew Jobs? Oh, 'cause from Oak. Okay.
As he chewed his meal and jerked off his meal.
No, you cut out the part where I didn't want to say mess. I still don't want to say it. Wow, I honestly, I might have to delete that one from the clips, because that one might be highly inappropriate for showing up. I just worry because, like, if we go to a stream, if they do a shout out, and if it's like a wholesome, family friendly, marked for kids stream and that shows up, I don't want to get flagged or be in trouble. So I might have to delete that one. I'm so sorry, Oak. But thank you very much. And Queen with the timestamp 313. Eglin said, subordination is being beneath someone. Insubordination is defying someone above you. Okay, so he's just calling him beneath him. Oh, I can see the end of chat in sight. Eglin said, I don't know why I've been headcanoning Beef Longa in his late 40s. Well, I mean, he was a dad in Dream Daddy, so I guess that would work age-wise. Oak says, I don't remember the age, but Beef's age is on the wiki. It's the exact date Prince Paul first called Logan Beefy Longa. Eglin said, technically, Beef is 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 13 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night on Twitch. Oh, and immediately a new message. Queen says, speaking of clips, I should take the time this week to delete some older spoiler clips now that Logan has done TikTok/shorts of some games ages ago. I still was waiting to like start the 100-line ones to make sure there wasn't going to be some big extra like spoiler twist, but now I'll be able to start those soon-ish once I get around to it, since we finished the true ending of 100 Line over on YouTube. Oh, we have a new person. Robin the Red Fox 4082 said, this is definitely one of my favorite entries in the series. Top-notch storytelling and great characters. Hope you enjoy the story. Well, thank you, Robin. If you're into Ace Attorney, I'm guessing your name probably isn't related to Robin Newman. She was delightful. But if you're here, in fact, I should give the information to everybody, since we are a little bit overtime right now. Let me give you Robin and anyone who might be lurking the rundown the channel. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We will generally alternate between 2 games. We're just starting Great Ace Attorney tonight. This is our first stream with that. But we also just finished another game that we were doing. So we'll figure out what the other game will be soon. I'll post a schedule tomorrow. It'll probably come in really late tomorrow on Discord, maybe even early on Tuesday. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But welcome. I did recently post, I think just above you got here, the link tree over on YouTube, so that has all of our social media, Discord invite, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all of that good stuff. So feel free to check that out, make use of it, or ignore it. It is entirely up to you. But Robin, thank you so much for being here. Sorry that it's like toward the end of the stream, because we're actually getting ready to wrap up now. So over on the YouTube, over on the Twitch side, I'll post the link tree again over there. And we're probably going to go ahead and initiate a raid. Oh, looks like one of the raid suggestions. Oh, thank you, Toilet Duck. Thank you, Toilet Duck. I did save. I'm actually out of the game right now, but I will make sure to save before I close out the game. Thank you, Toilet Duck. But let me go ahead and initiate the raid first while I got this going on. One of viewers' raid suggestions is playing Metaphor Refantasio, so I'm very excited about that. And it looks like it's actually I think it's pretty early in the game. It is kind of early-ish in the game. So we'll go ahead and check that out. I missed Metaphor. Here's our raid message. Oh, it looks like Oak already put in the raid message, so you can copy that over to your clipboards, should you feel so inclined. Let's see. Oak says, thank you for the it's finally here stream. It made me smile. I'm excited to finally play this. I did need a little bit of a break from Ace Attorney, but I feel like I'm refreshed and ready to go. Quick said, thank you for the very great Ace Attorney stream. Oak said, good night, everyone. Love y'all. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. This has been a lot of fun. I know I spent a ton of time in chat, but it's because I love talking to all you guys. Thank you for being here. Have a good Monday tomorrow. As I said, the schedule will probably go up very, very late tomorrow on Discord, maybe even early Tuesday, but what I'm looking at is maybe doing Tuesday as like another Hollow Knight stream, then 2 back-to-backs for Great Ace Attorney on Thursday and Friday, then Sunday will be canceled because of Easter, and then the following week, maybe we'll decide what the other game is we're gonna alternate. But thank you all for being here. You guys are amazing. You're wonderful. You guys are a better community than I could have ever asked for. And thank you for anyone who stuck around from the raid. Thank you, Mario, for the follow, in case you can still hear me. Vera's saying bye-bye. Yes, everybody on the Twitch side, the raid's about to start in just a few more moments, if I can talk. So thank you for being here, everyone on Twitch. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. And over on YouTube, Robin says, I am a huge Ace Attorney fan. Awesome. If you get a chance, I have like some compilation videos for a few of the Ace Attorney games. Actually, I need to do some more of them for because the ones I have are really old. I haven't done the compilation videos for Apollo Justice and Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. I'll be doing those soon-ish. In the meantime, I do have a lot of shorts with it, so feel free to check those out. But thank you for being here, Robin. So the next time we play this game will probably be on Thursday of this upcoming week, so if you want to come back, we'd love to see you. Or if you can't, no pressure, but I love meeting new people and making new friends. So thank you for being here, and to everyone over on YouTube, like I was saying, the people on Twitch, they're awesome. Everyone on YouTube and those watching the VOD, you're all awesome as well. Thank you for being here, and good night to each and every one of you. Bye, everybody. Bye.